Shalom, shalom, shalom. Y'all hear me good out there? What's up? What's up, Chris and Sage? What's up? Y'all hear me good? Say okay in the chat, you heard? What's good? What's up, Joey Hernandez? What's up, bro? Yeah. Loud and clear, right? Who's that? I sound sick? No, I'm not sick. I'm not sick. Shalom, y'all. How y'all doing? What's up? What's up, Ace? What's poppin'? Ashley Pops, what's good? What's up, DeMonte? Who's that right there? Caleb?
Caleb.
Yeah, what's up, Caleb? Had another stroke yesterday. What you talking about? You had another stroke. What are you talking about? What's up, G Wise? What's up? What's up, man? How you doing? Welcome to the stream, man. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel. Brown's on the building. That's what's up, baby. What's up, man? What part of Browns are you from? Sean, yeah. I'm about to have you call in right now, Sean. I'm about to have you call in right now. What's up, C? Sweden in the house. What's up, man? I mean, how y'all doing? Y'all coming in the building? Yeah, we about to get into a good topic today, man. You know what I'm saying? Down the hill, all right, okay. I'm from Brownsville Projects, man. Blake Avenue. 334 between Mulbergasson and Rockaway. You know what I mean? Back in the 90s, we used to live at 281 Dumont, you know what I'm saying? Right across the street from Tilden Projects. You know what I mean? Back in the days.
I'm sorry to hear that, Caleb.
Sorry,
I hope that you're
okay.
Sam,
what's up, Sam?
How do you feel, Caleb?
Where my people live in Tilden, that's what's up. You see, I never smoked weed. I wanted to be in control of myself. That's what's up, man. We about to have Sean call in. He gonna bring some good information about marijuana, man. You know what I'm saying? So y'all need to, get in here. I'm trying to wait till everybody get in here so we can get into this. What's up, Anthony Williams? You know what I'm saying? What's up, Sam? How you doing?
Well, that's good, Tag. I'm glad to have you.
Yeah, Sean.
Yeah, Sean. Sean did. We always get the topic. A lot of times, people will be talking, and people say weed's not a drug. Weed is okay. It's not like other things. You can smoke weed. It's natural. It's a herb. Blah 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 blah. Sean was nice enough to volunteer. He put in a lot of work. He did a lot of research, so everything that he brings is going to be facts. He really worked hard on this. Like, we're going to get all of our questions. Whenever the weed topic come up, we always say, oh, I don't know about that. I got to do research on that or whatever. Sean did it. So, we're about to have Sean call in. He's going to take the floor, and he's going to drop what he got to drop. Sean is taking control of the show today. And he's going to do his thing. So, this is not in any way to offend anybody. If you smoke weed, that's on you. We've all done very bad things in our lives. We're not here to judge anybody. We're just here to bring knowledge and information. If you can gain something out of this and walk away and apply it to your life, that's our only goal. So when we come, we want to be speaking facts. So whenever we get into the weed topic, we always well, we don't know about that. We don't know about that. So he did the research for us.
Exactly. So he gonna get into this. So you can call in right now. Sean. You know what I'm saying? When you're ready, you can call in right now, so we can get this started. You know what I mean?
Just be careful because they might get feedback over that.
No, they can't hear because it's muted. This can have to go over here.
It's okay. Take your time, Sean, whenever you're ready.
All right. Yeah, man. So shout out to everybody in the building, man. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody in the building. You know what I'm saying? So while we waiting for Sean, man, to call in, what y'all been up to? Like, you know, how y'all doing out there? Y'all chilling? Y'all good? Say everything you concern is bad, and you always change. Okay, heroin after 21. Oh, that's good, Caleb, man. Oh, what's up, True? How you doing, man? True in the building. You know what I mean? Pounds, what's up, Pounds? Pounds in the building. What up, bro? Ashley Pops. GY, I gotta remember GY's from up the hill. That's what's up, man. Oh, you been working all day? I know you on that plantation. I know. Joey Hernandez, what's up, man? Pound said, what's up, man? So I've been okay.
No, Pound, I'm getting my ice cream right now.
My wife said she getting her ice cream right now.
I'm about to enjoy the show.
So I got an Uber. It's a busy message. He said, hold on, you got an Uber, hold on. He said, I just got a user busy. Hold on. He just tried to call in here.
Somebody else said that before.
Isn't it set up on here or what?
Somebody else said that. Remember?
Yeah, matter of fact, text you.
No.
What's
I got
his
his
number?
number. I got your number.
All right.
We're about to call
I'm gonna call you then and see what's up with this. Cause bear with us for a second, y'all. I'm having some difficulties right now. You dig?
I'm actually making vanilla ice cream
with
Pepsi, but Pops doesn't know it. Okay, Ashley Pops.
All right, come on, man.
Sean, is it okay if we call the phone number that you gave to me? Okay, go ahead. This right here.
Where's the pad at? Got that one?
Mm-hmm.
Hello?
What's up, bro? You hear me? You hear me?
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Oh, yeah.
I can hear you over the phone now.
Yeah, how you doing, my brother?
Oh, man, chilling. How y'all doing?
I'm doing all right. But can y'all hear Sean real loud and clear? Just tell me okay if y'all can hear him real loud and clear.
Everybody can hear me on
yes?
the chat.
All right. What's up, Texas Roadrunner? What's up, brother?
Perfect. Very good.
All right. So the floor is yours, my brother. Yo, I appreciate the brother Sean for coming in. You know what I'm saying? Doing a lot of hard research. You know what I mean? He's going to bring that knowledge and information about the herb called what we know by as marijuana. So all the speculation, all the hearsay, back and forth with if is marijuana good for you, it's not. If you smoke it, if you light a fire to it, he gonna answer all the questions, man. So the floor is yours, my brother.
Man, that's a good intro. I don't know if I can live up to all that. I might not got all the answers, but so I just want to start off with kind of lay out the reason we're doing this and why I think it's important at least. I mean, it's an important topic to me because I know some of y'all know, but I experimented with drugs a little bit when I was younger, and then I had a real bad relationship, and it just got out of control. And long story short, I ended up snorting dope and coke 24/7. Man, it was terrible. So now that I've been clean 2 years now. I've been studying pharmacology nonstop since then. So this is right in my wheelhouse. It's everything that I'm passionate about. And so I just like to get the truth out there so people can make informed decisions for themselves. So on that note, I got no agenda. I'm not for or against anything. I just lay out, the data I can find, and y'all can make your decisions.
Right.
Man, my notes are scattered. I did not do a good job of formatting this. All right, let's see.
Don't worry about it. Let's take your time.
I know that you have a lot of information, Sean, and we definitely appreciate, and everybody that's listening appreciates, and everybody that will listen to this afterwards appreciates all your work that you put into this. Take your time, be comfortable. We're all here for the same purpose, and just do what you got to do. It's perfectly okay. Take your time, and you're in charge.
And while he get his thoughts together on the notes, put this in consideration. A lot of y'all may be right now using marijuana for health reasons, or you may be using it for your personal, your personal reasons, because you love to get high. This is some good information. You know what I mean? So, so just don't take this information and just throw it away. Like really peep the game. You know what I'm saying? To what he's saying. So,
true that.
Yeah.
And, also, don't take everything I say for 100% true. Do your own research too.
Right. Right.
I mean, I got a page of citations on the post up at the end, but, end of the day, there's conflicting opinions on everything. I just go with the sources that I trust most, and,
right.
that sort of thing.
Right.
All right, so here's kind of the major topics, how I broke it down. Talk about the different plant varieties and strains, the psychoactive and active chemicals in marijuana. They're called cannabinoids, which took me forever to learn how to pronounce. I spent like 3 hours this morning trying to learn how to say it. We're going to talk about the endocannabinoid system, which is in the human body. That's our receptors, what they interact with. I'm not going to get deep on it because I don't even understand it that well. I'm not a scientist. But quickly touch on some historical moments, mainly just prohibition, but, kind of glance at it. Potency and like the different, with all the medical stuff nowadays, it's hard to know what you're buying, really. Talk about that. Different routes of ingestion, which ones are safer, which ones are less safe. Health benefits, harmful health effects, break it down by like frequency of smoking, age that you're smoking, other things like that, mental condition, and then kind of just miscellaneous other factors. And then I think at the end, maybe open it up for questions, or, anything that I didn't say great or somebody missed, we'll go back and review a little bit.
Right.
But, let's see. So, I remember that. Yeah, I already told you guys I was a junkie. Yeah, that was fun. No, it wasn't fun, but. Okay, here we go. Now I see where we are. Okay, so let's talk about marijuana plants, just real quick, because people probably heard like most people probably don't even know like the difference between marijuana and cannabis, right? Like,
right.
If you hear them, like you think they're two different things, but you're not really sure. But the fact is, it's the same exact thing. Cannabis is the name of the plant. It's just they kind of called it marijuana because they wanted to. It was a marketing decision more than anything else. They wanted to scare the white folks, basically, and they thought that word sounded Mexican, and yeah, that was part of their campaign to ban it. But we'll get more into that in a little bit.
All right.
So just know that cannabis is the same thing as marijuana, same exact plant.
So
now, within that, you got 3 different kinds. You got one that you don't really know about. It's called I think it's called Murderella. I don't know how to pronounce it exactly. So that last one, here we go. Where is it? Alright, let's skip that one for now. How about we start with sativa then? Everybody knows about sativa and indica for the most part. Sativa is more of allegedly, sativa is supposed to be the one that gives you energy, doesn't mess up your head as much, kind of keeps you clear, focused to work. Whereas they say indica What's the saying? They say indica puts you in the couch. That's the one that's supposed to like knock you out, make you just stare at a wall for 6 hours with your neck not moving. And there may be some truth to that, but really, it's not really. It doesn't really work that way. So you can kind of throw that out for the most part. The only actual difference between the two is just the height of the plant and the size of the leaves and flowers.
Wow.
Other than that, the content's not really different. And the third one, ruderalis, it's like a lesser known one. Has much less THC. It has much less of everything but the other two. The only reason it's significant at all that I wanted to mention it is because it's very resilient.
Right.
From what I understand, seems like it has like a lot of potential. They look into crossbreeding or selective breeding between the plants to make one that maybe grow a little better, or
So let me ask you a question real fast. So they actually have marijuana that keeps you up, and then they got one that basically brings you down?
I don't know if that used to be the case, but basically the way that they've done it, because ever since they legalized it even a little bit, they've been breeding that stuff like it's the cure for cancer, you know what I mean?
Right.
Steal a joke from Louis C.K. So at this point, you can't judge it by that anymore. At this point, you got to actually look at the breakdown of how much THC percentage, CBD percentage. That's usually all they show, I think. But turns out there's actually a bunch more lesser known cannabinoids that have pretty strong effects as well. So the point there is really just don't think you can rely on the name to know what's going to happen.
Right.
You really have no idea how strong it's going to be or anything by the name. Yeah, autoflower. That's the word I was thinking of. Yeah, because sativa and indica, you have to have them, the black light set up in the closet.
Right.
So they make their flowers based on light. The ruderalis, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, that one doesn't matter what conditions it's in. It flowers the same time every time.
Wow.
So, if we decide we want to grow it as a country, maybe some, I don't know, help save some money somewhere. Let's see. What do we got next? Oh, I also want to touch on the difference between hemp and regular cannabis. That's another one that honestly, that one even confused me until I did this research. I wasn't really sure at first. Because you always hear about hemp shorts. But I didn't know it was the same exact plant. And again, it is. It's the same exact thing. It's just it doesn't have flowers on it.
Wow.
So it doesn't have flowers, you can't smoke it.
Wow.
I just thought that was interesting. I had no idea that hemp was literally cannabis, just without flowers on it. I have a little bit about the hemp industry, but I'll get to that later. I did want to describe real quick the difference between an active chemical and a psychoactive chemical. So, a psychoactive chemical is a chemical that interacts in your brain. Your brain's got something called the blood-brain barrier around it. It filters. It's hard to get through. So, a lot of the cannabinoids, I'm going to screw that word up so much. A lot of them, they have phenol rings,
right,
which is basically just a tiny little chemical structure, but that allows them to get into your brain. And the ones that can get into your brain are the ones that are going to mess up, they're the ones that are going to make you feel high, change your mood, change, your memory, your cognition, your thoughts. So those are the ones that I guess potentially are more risky, definitely more to be aware of.
Right.
But then there's also active chemicals. Like CBD is a very active cannabinoid, but it is not at all psychoactive. It cannot get into your brain. So CBD actually, to jump ahead a little bit, CBD is not really going to get you high. That's why you can buy it now. You can buy soaps and shampoos
CDB, what is it? CDC? That's a chemical.
Yeah, that's the first or second most prominent of the cannabinoids.
So that's not like a
THC
natural.
and CBD.
That's not like a natural thing.
So hold up. So do they do they actually spray that on the cannabis, or is naturally in it?
No, that's naturally in the plant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, all the cannabinoids are they're secreted from what is it called, the terpenes.
All
basically.
right.
I don't know if anybody's heard the term terpenes before, but like they got like these little like basically sprouty pores, and I think it's supposed to be a defense mechanism, like for the plant.
Right.
It just happens to get us high and do all this other stuff.
Right.
But yeah, CBD and THC. I mean, chemically they're pretty similar, to be honest. I was looking at their chemical diagrams; they're not far off. But well, what are we talking about? Let's go into it. So, like I said, THC and CBD are by far the most two prominent and potent cannabinoids in the whole plant. THC, like I said, that's the one that's going to get people high. That's the one that the primary psychometric. So, you know, all your sensory and perceptual distortions, changes in your thought process, you know, when you're freaking out and you think like you're having a heart attack, or you think everybody's looking at you and get paranoid, that's all THC pretty much.
Mm. So can they bring the THC levels high like by when they grow it, can they bring the THC higher?
Oh, absolutely they can. And that is the thing that terrifies me about this medical marijuana nowadays.
Wow.
Like THC, in natural plants, THC accounts for like 2 to 6% of the plants, like total makeup.
Wow.
Generally, they got plants that they bred at THC contents up to like 25, 30%, maybe even higher. I don't know.
Wow.
So I mean, yeah, like it's a lot.
So would that be like being that man is interfering with the process to make the THC higher? Like being that it doesn't naturally grow with X amount of THC.
I'm just gonna put it out there for you. It's like this, right? I'm just
trying to understand, like, as he goes through his thing.
When I grew up, I smoked chocolate tie, purple haze, sour diesel. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was all New York weed. You know what I'm saying? So, and out of all those weed, purple haze have you so high to where it's like one day my children, it was the first day of school, I'll never forget it. And me and my wife smoked some purple haze. And it felt like it took us hours just to walk to the school on a nice hot day. It was like everything was like slow motion. It was
like actually scary.
Yeah, it was like I felt like I was walking in the same spot for hours, but we wasn't. You know what I'm saying? So my question is, that sounds like
THC right there.
Yeah, like, but is it? But I heard Snoop Dogg say that they have a new marijuana called Moon Rock, to where it's the THC is so high to where you have to mix it in with the other, like with regular marijuana, that doesn't have a high.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Right. So.
Yeah.
So they can make the THC that high to where you could be so high to where you can't even function.
Pretty much, yeah. And they do it like. Technically, it's genetically modifying it, but it's not, you know, it's not stem cells and like.
Right, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Breeding them.
Right.
So it's
so they
like,
just take, you know, two plants they want to breed and keep doing it for generations and generations, and then you got yourself a plant that's pretty much marijuana.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's natural, but it's like man interfered. Basically, it is definitely like a laboratory situation. People that are like, well, it just grows from the ground. It grows from the ground, but like other stuff is done to it.
Right.
Well, there's lots of the grows from the ground that kill you if you eat it too.
Right. Yeah, that's the truth.
Like certain berries or mushrooms. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Some mushrooms get you high, some kill you.
Yeah, somewhere. That's right.
Don't go eating all the mushrooms.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But yeah, so honestly, a lot of what it is that one of the problems, I think, and this is just my opinion, but because it's still banned at the federal level, and even when states legalize it, there's still a chance they could get raided and shut down any day. Everyone, it's kind of a free-for-all in a certain sense, because yeah, it's legal, but also the country says it's not legal, so it's kind of an underground, it's like a quasi-underground science fair, basically.
Right.
Nobody wants to share their secrets. They want to come out with the best plants, win all the trophies and awards for the Cannabis Cup, which is an annual weed smoking competition thing. Yeah, they got magazines and stuff.
Yeah, I know.
People go hard.
Right.
And then you got people, like think about somebody like Snoop or Seth Rogen that smokes all day, every day.
Right.
Those are the only people that should be smoking those super high THC. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Any normal person is going to freak out and be in the hospital on that.
Right. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Now, on the other hand, so that's THC. Now, THC does have, actually, it has some positive effects. THC does seem to be the one that promotes appetite. They use that a lot for people going through chemotherapy or like AIDS patients, other chronic or degenerative illnesses where people can't eat or they're, maybe nauseous, not hungry, kind of quells the nausea, brings up the appetite.
Right.
So that's THC as well, for the most part. It's not entirely clear.
Right.
Because, it's been a banned substance so long that the research is all fairly new. There's not a lot of it. But, all right. But, moving on from THC, the other big one that I think most people know is CBD. That stands for, I'm going to say this, cannabidiol. I don't know. It stands for CBD. How about that?
Okay. Yes.
Like I said, CBD, that's the one, that's not psychoactive. That's the one that, like, if somebody wanted to try something, I would probably recommend that. I've taken it before for, like, anxiety, and it might have been placebo, but it seemed like it did something for me.
So what's the effects of that?
So basically, this one works on the peripheral nervous system, which is everything outside your brain and spinal cord. So that's all the other nerves and ganglia and immune system stuff, all throughout your body. So it's a vasodilator, so it kind of lowers your blood pressure, gets your heart, if you're all stressed out, tensed up, it'll kind of relax you a little bit, has somewhat of a muscle relaxing effect. Mildly sedating, it says. I don't know if I've believed that from my experience, but that's what the science says, so I'll go with it. It does have an anxiolytic quality, so it prevents anxiety, and that, it definitely felt like it lowered my anxiety the few times I took it.
Right.
So that's the one that I think has the most medical potential, and I haven't even touched on actually the most promising part, which is it's a fairly potent and very unique anticonvulsant. Like, I don't know if y'all seen the marijuana refugees or whatever that take their kids to wherever it's legal.
Right.
Their kids got like epilepsy and some crazy other diseases like that, and they have seizures all the time.
Right.
And the CBD is the only thing that can stop their seizures right now. And they don't know exactly why yet, at least from everything I saw. But they have kind of narrowed it down a little bit. Like, they know it's CBD. They know CBD is a very unique anticonvulsant, doesn't work the same way as most other ones do. And it does have this unique effect on a large amount of people. So,
yeah,
to me, that one, that's a good one.
Does that give you the high feeling?
No, it doesn't get into your brain at all, so it can't affect your perceptions, your mood, your memory. Nothing like that. Oh, well, I guess it can affect your mood and, like, it's sedative, mild sedatives, kind of relaxes everything.
Right.
But it only relaxes, like, your physical body. It doesn't affect anything in your brain at all.
Right. Okay, so I guess, CDB, I mean, is new to us. I mean, like we always told you guys before, like, we don't smoke weed. We just have our own situation with weed, and we've outgrown that, and that's just, like, old to us. So we don't really entertain much, but I do have another show that we're going to do with the woman that she is somebody who, her daughter relies on CDB, what is it, CBD?
CBD,
yeah. Her daughter relies on it. She hasn't had any type of situations since she's been on the drug, and it's been a while, but I never really knew too much about it. I don't know, whenever I hear that, I always just think weed. But it's technically, I guess, some properties, but it's not like the properties that people, the popular properties that people usually go after to get the effects of the high.
The THC,
yeah.
It's not
so it's basically everything kind of minus the THC. All the benefit, I guess the true health benefits of it, like you said. So that makes sense. And that this is actually good information leading up to having her come and talk. Because she's going to bring she'll talk about the medical side of it. And also talk about, immunizations and stuff like that to go along with her story. But that's interesting. That's interesting to know. And Pounds asked if you could talk about edibles, and he will be talking about edibles. Pounds, I know that he has that in his information.
Let me get one more thing in.
No, it's okay. Go in your order, but I looked over what you sent, so I know that that's in there. So just keep going wherever you're going. Pounds ain't gonna leave us. He's staying right with us.
I've already kind of kicked around a little bit, but I got you. Let me hit this real quick, just because we're kind of talking about the cannabinoids. The cannabinoids. Why they gotta make it so hard to say? Okay. Anybody have a guess for how many total cannabinoids there are in weed? Like we talked about two, THC, CBD. Those are the big two. So you probably think like maybe.
I can't. Like I don't even want to guess.
Anybody in the chat have a guess? Take a guess.
Oh, hello.
Call him back. It's alright. Anybody want to take a guess at Sean's? How many cannabinoids? Cannabinoids. Can you call right back?
Why is it this? I'm trying to do it now. It's not letting me.
Right there. Yep. Caleb, I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope you get better. We'll definitely keep you in our thoughts and our prayers. Cannabinoids.
Alright.
Yeah, we dropped off.
Can y'all hear him? I don't know what happened to the computer. I know it's trying to restart and I stopped it from restarting.
So, ask the question again though.
Oh, you heard it? Okay. I was just seeing if anybody had a guess for how many total cannabinoids there are.
Many over 20. Somebody said 16.
He said I got. Anyway, now this is Sean, cause they being stupid right now.
I see that. 113 at least.
Wow.
There's at least 113 that we know of.
That's crazy.
Possibly, probably more. So, it's if you're talking about smoking the weed, like the plant. It's really hard to know what you're really getting. Even if the THC and the CBD are the same for two plants, they could still be very different because they got 111 other ingredients that are in your body affecting you in certain ways that they don't even know for most of them.
Wow. Wow.
I have a few I was going to pick out, but I think really there's just two that are kind of important to talk about. One, I didn't write a full name out because I knew I couldn't pronounce it. But its abbreviation is basically THCV. And what it does is it has the exact opposite effect on THC. So I know, marijuana overdoses aren't things that actually happen, but it's, like the same way that naloxone, you can give that to somebody who's overdosed on opiates. and it brings them back.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, is not fun. Just so y'all know. Anyway, this would be like that.
It's a very serious, scary situation. Definitely.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. The best button. Now, never mind. I was gonna make a joke.
No, you can talk about whatever you feel comfortable talking about.
Yeah, get loose, bro. Get loose.
I'm trying not to make terrible jokes too much. That's kind of my thing, you know.
No, it's all good.
So, I really don't know what the practical use for that THCV one is, but just the fact that it is an antagonist of THC, that was interesting to me. Especially because they keep making these things stronger and stronger. Like,
you never know.
I've seen videos.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all seen the videos where a kid takes like one hit off of like a bong or something, and he's just down on the floor asleep.
Wow.
Like, yo, that's not be good for you.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah,
So,
that's not.
But and especially like when you start getting stuff up in a lab and they start playing around and stuff like that, you never know what's gonna come. Like with the opioid crisis, all that stuff. It's like, it's definitely. Whenever anything is man-made, scientists, they get involved. They want to make stuff top of the line. They want to keep people coming back. And they'll freaking kill you and they don't give a damn. To be honest with you.
With heroin and stuff, they want to kill a few people.
Right, exactly.
You know, they get that from. It must be strong.
Exactly.
That's very real.
He said that hit a quitter.
One hit a quitter. True, I didn't say hi to you, True. I'm glad that you're over here, True. True, he comes from Twitch. He chills with us all day long.
Yeah. So, good, Sean. I mean...
I'm sorry, I'm trying to go back to the chat and back to my notes.
That's okay. And if you see anything, Sean, if you see anything from chat that you want to grab and touch base on, feel free. You know, do whatever you got to do. If you want to pick something out from chat or, you know, whatever, you see something that can kind of work into what you got to say or whatever, you know.
Please hit that like button, please. Appreciate to hit that like button. Please hit that like button, please. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you better hit that like button to hear me cannabinoid 50 times. That's worth the price of admission.
I'm actually, I've learned a lot already, and you haven't even been talking for that long.
Exactly. Yep.
All right, so let me do one more of these cannabinoids before I never say the word again. So this one's called CBC, and I'm going to try to pronounce it just for comedic effect, I guess. Cannabichromine. I'm going to say that's right. I don't know if it is, but yeah, that's
that
it.
Sounded good.
So CBC is the abbreviation for it. It's not psychoactive, doesn't enter the brain, doesn't really seem to have any effects like CBD or THC, but it has extremely promising anti-inflammatory and anti-tumor effects. Like, this is the one that they put it in mice, and it's actually eliminated breast cancer tumors.
Wow.
Okay.
It's not enough to, you know, call it official yet, but it's very promising.
Wow.
So, you know, it's not, I don't know that it's like cancer prevention, but I think perhaps for cancer treatment, it seems to be what they're looking at it for.
Right.
I mean, you know, the way things go, it's going to be another 15 years till we see it, but
right.
That's just pretty cool. The anti-inflammatory side of it, a little more straightforward, because, you know, people take ibuprofen, acetaminophen all the time, and I was like, stop doing that. Acetaminophen is the #1 cause of acute liver failure in the country, and people eat it like it's candy.
Wow.
What is that again?
Yeah, that's not even an exaggeration. Acetaminophen is the #1 cause of liver failure.
And like, what is it? Like, what is it? Like some type of pharmacy drug?
Tylenol.
Oh, Tylenol.
Tylenol.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, if you eat like 10 of those pills, you're going to have a bad time.
Wow. Y'all hear that? Y'all hear that in the chat? Leave the Tylenol alone. You dig what I'm saying? Leave it alone.
Stay away from acetaminophen, please.
Man.
So all of the things that you've mentioned so far, I just want to make sure that I'm right, because this information is good information and it's being presented in a nice way. So all of the things that you've mentioned so far, they're natural things. They're natural things that naturally grow from the ground. Even the chemicals, the CDP, the THC, all that stuff is actual natural stuff.
Yeah, those are all present in every strain that grows pretty much ever. I mean, there is a little bit of modification with the breeding and the crossbreeding and all that, but even that's still, like I think you called it. It's not like we're modifying the genes directly. We're just kind of interfering with the normal flow of things to kind of create what we want.
Right.
But still doing it the semi-natural way. But so far, that's as far as we've gotten.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Wow.
That's interesting.
So let me ask you a question. I mean, from your studies, is it any natural? Because I know a couple of natural things for pain, but it takes a while for it to actually kick in. Maybe about a week and a half for it to actually start kicking in. But do you know anything that's herbal for pain that's natural, that works instantly?
That is a fantastic question, and I have two answers for you. So the first answer is that THC, CBD, and probably several other cannabinoids are actually all mild opioid agonists. Mm-hmm. Not enough to cause any tolerance or anything like that. Like, you're not going to get hooked on it.
Right.
But that's that. Yeah. So marijuana does have pain-relieving qualities.
Wow.
At least partially because they are mild opioids.
That's why it's so large. Like people are getting, like young people, like 20s, young, very young. I got pain in my knees. They're being prescribed like the medical marijuana cards because like that's the new thing. Like it just like heals everything.
Right.
So like kind of like what we look at is like, oh no, weed in our story. It's kind of like stay away from it. But there's a lot of,
benefits from it.
Benefits through research from it.
See, but I just think that if you prescribe something, then you should take it the way it's prescribed. Not because see, like a lot of people, they binge when they taking these herbs, and like you're not supposed to, because you can harm yourself with herbs if you're not careful with it. And
indeed you can.
Yeah, so you got to take it. Go ahead though.
I'm kind of getting off marijuana for a second here, but speaking of herbs that are good for pain, there's an herb called craving, Kratom. Mm-hmm. It's related to coffee. It's grown in like Indonesia and stuff. It's also got like some mild opioid activity.
Right.
But it's incredible. I mean,
is that the thing that Mac Letha was talking about? The herb that Mac Letha was talking about?
I think it starts with an M, right?
Yes, it is.
Right. Okay, yeah, that is. Yeah.
Then, do you know, a couple months ago they tried to say, the FDA
took it off the market.
Somebody died.
Oh yeah, they're trying.
Yeah, but ain't that crazy? Like opioids kill people, and like you're like blaming this herb that killed one person and trying to take.
Well, and the funny thing is,
Caleb, do you take Kratom?
But all eight had other opioids, depressants, benzos. They all had a myriad of other drugs in their system when they died. None of them died from Kratom. Kratom is not going to kill you.
That's crazy.
So what's the herb I'm taking here for pain? What's the name of it?
I would recommend, there's 3 different kinds of kratom: red, green, and white. Supposedly red is more sedating and pain relieving, white's more energetic and cough-like, but I find it to be the exact opposite. I take white.
Right.
Not every day. I use it to get off the dope, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it helps. That's what Mac Letha was talking about. That he actually wrote a rap about it.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody
I tried Suboxone and methadone and all that. It didn't work. But Kratom got me off one try in a week.
Wow.
Wow.
And that's actually better for you than being on, even on being on methadone. It's kind of like basically like you're still on a drug. Like Cranium is like at least you're going a different direction. That's good. That's good for you.
Yeah,
but listen.
Yeah, White Willow. White Willow is another herb that's good for pain too.
I've heard of that one. I haven't tried that.
Yeah, it's but it has to be like white willow is it has to build up in your system.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? For it to actually have an effect. Yeah.
Yeah, but that cranium takes away like any type of the sickness, any of that.
Yeah, like the nausea and stuff like that. Right. Right.
It really is. Like, if you ever know anybody that's going through an opioid addiction, please recommend kratom to them. It saved my life. I would not be here without it. So,
Wow.
just want to do a shout out to kratom real quick. You know.
So what do you got to do? Do you take that every day, or do you take it just like when you're feeling
I
kind
take it every
of?
day for a while, but I've been off dope 2 years now. So at this point, I take it for cravings only.
Right.
Every
right.
now and then I wake up with just like my mouth, it's dry and I'm just itching for it. So I just get some kratom, and it takes it away in like 15 minutes.
Oh wow, that's great.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, it really is.
good.
Because before, nothing would get those cravings away. So.
Right. Wow.
But it is also very good for pain in general. Just, stick to the recommended doses. Some people get crazy with it and do like 5 times the recommended amount.
Wow.
And then they have problems from it. And I'm like, you're going to
Right. Like.
have
Yeah. Right.
So,
Yeah, it's too much.
yeah, exactly. Moderation's key in everything.
Mm-hmm.
Cranium
Alright.
got a sponsor, Sean. That's funny.
That's crazy.
That's good though. That's good. I never heard about it until Mike Lethal came out, and then I've heard about it since then. I mean, maybe we've heard, we just never realized, but
Right.
that's a great thing.
Well, all right, let me make one more comment since I'm now the mascot, apparently. The FDA is trying real hard to ban kratom,
Right.
and we have stopped them at every turn so far. We've had over 150 congressmen write them letters. We had leading scientists from around the world write them letters, and they pulled back, but they just keep coming. They try to
Right.
sneak something in. So if anybody is willing to donate any time, money, write a letter, call somebody. There's a company called the American Kratom Association. They got all the information on their site. People like me are alive today because of that plant. So just personally, I would appreciate anybody that
It's American Craving Association.
Kratom.
Oh, hold on.
Kraton.
I'm totally wrong on that.
And you have to understand this too. The FDA, they are a crooked organization. They pass all these drugs that's killing us, that's having us addicted to these drugs, because they drugs. They not beneficial to our bodies because they're not naturally made. They are laboratory made, and they trying to get rid of. If you notice, every pharmacy, they don't really push for herbs like ginseng, ginkgo, cayenne pepper, aloe, and all these different herbs that help us, and it's really beneficial for our bodies. You know what I'm saying? And they don't never really approve these herbs. You know, you will never see a seal of the FDA on a bottle of ginseng.
No,
it's
honestly,
not going to happen.
I always say if the FDA approves it, stay the hell away from it.
Exactly.
And if the FDA don't
I'm
approve
pretty sure
it,
FDA. What does FDA stand for? Flipping Dollars Association?
No, Food and Drug Administration.
Yeah, right.
You know, so.
Oh, right, yeah.
So I mean, they pass food and they pass drugs that they know we shouldn't be eating.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So really peep that. You know.
And then the stuff
that's
that
a
we
good segue
need.
right into another good point.
Mm-hmm.
I'll post a link up real quick. There we go. That's just if it goes into a link, that's my citations list. I missed a few citations on there, but it's got most of them. Sorry, trying to eat something real quick.
That's okay. Take your time.
But just
Did
to
it
talk
let
about,
you post your link? I don't see it. No.
Go down. No, you at
No,
the top.
I just
of it.
went up. Hold on, Sean. Let me see.
I can see it, just it's not.
Let me see.
Oh,
Try to post it again, if you can.
Yep. Tell you. Yeah, tell you they pass all the GMO foods but natural stuff. You know, like I like avocado, and I've been eating avocado lately, but I've been going to the store and the avocado It's like once I crack open the avocado now, it starts to get grayish and like loses its like green color. So I don't know if it's not avocado season or if that's a GMO avocado that I be trying to eat. So
honestly, that could just be the stuff they spray on it to make it look fresh when it's not.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like tomatoes, they spray like it's a byproduct of gasoline, basically.
Right.
Oh my.
Right.
It's like a gasoline-derived wax they spray on it.
It's not. It's like I almost feel like you take the same amount of risk trying to eat fruits and vegetables, honestly, that you do the other stuff. Like, it's like you can't be like, oh, I only eat fruits and vegetables, so I'm healthy. Like, that's not the case. Like,
not no more.
All the stuff that they're putting out as organic, they got pesticides all over it and everything else. Like, you can't have an organic
he said
thing.
Avocado is fresh in the springtime. Okay.
Okay, Caleb.
Okay.
Caleb said Macklemore's song "Drug Dealer" breaks down how bad the FDA really is. That's really interesting, Caleb. We're gonna have to take a look into that. And what was that link? Is all the your references for this information that you're reading?
Yeah,
right
there's a
here,
bunch of citations on there. And what was I wanting to talk about? Oh, I was going to talk about the prohibition of marijuana in the first place in the U.S. So I touched on it before a little bit, I think, but like out west in California, they banned it earlier than the rest of the country, and their reasoning was the Chinese guys from, after building the Transcontinental Railroad, they had a large Chinese population, and they all loved to smoke marijuana. That sounded kind of racist. They all loved to smoke marijuana. They had a reputation for enjoying smoking marijuana.
Okay.
So,
right.
That's funny.
They basically had a fear campaign about how, these Chinese people smoke the marijuana, and they go crazy, and they rape the white women, and they banned it. And then meanwhile, in New Orleans, jazz musicians were, they were famous for smoking a lot of reefer.
Right.
And same exact thing happened. But actually, in some of the links online, especially towards the bottom, they have examples of the posters and the different propaganda ads from that time.
Wow.
And it's kind of horrifying.
Wow.
So if anybody, wants to pull up and take a look, just
Plus the add on to what Sean said. Anybody ever read the book called The Black Indians? The Indians used to use marijuana in their teas, and they used to put it in their foods. You know what I'm saying? Because at that time, North America, the climate, the weather was very harsh, so they used a lot of the herbs, not just marijuana, but a lot of herbs to stay healthy during the wintertime. And marijuana was one of those herbs that they used to put in their teas a lot to help them from not getting sick from the harsh weather.
Actually, one of the things I learned doing this research is that marijuana is surprisingly healthy, like in terms of nutritional value. The seeds and the leaves, they got mad protein, dietary fiber.
Wow.
A couple other things, but
honestly,
like
though,
vitamins and minerals, that sort of thing.
When I used to smoke weed, it was actually always crazy that like we would never get sick.
Yeah, we did.
Like your kids would come home with colds and stuff like that.
Yeah, and we would never. We never get sick.
You would never get sick.
And
but then after,
we stopped.
All the germs and stuff like that. You don't have the weed in your system. Like you get.
We used to smoke so much. I used to smoke probably, all depending on what day it was, but especially on the weekends. Friends would come over and we would have like 5 blunts passing around all at one time. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how, and that's how bad it was. You know what I'm saying? And it was like early in the morning when you get up, what's the shake and bake? You get up in the morning, wake and bake, whatever y'all want to call it. And it was like, and like before you went to sleep to relax you even more. So yeah.
Did y'all have the thing where when you stopped smoking, you started to have dreams again?
Like I was having dreams with that John.
Oh, yeah?
I was having dreams with that John. Like That joint had me. Let me tell you something. I played everything good. I played John Madden.
But as a matter of fact, now that you said that, I don't think you had bad dreams though.
I didn't have.
You have bad dreams now.
Yeah, now, but I mean, but back then, no.
Your dreams were different. Yeah,
it was different. Yeah,
yeah, definitely different. That's true. I never even thought about that.
Right. So yeah, it's it has its benefits, you know, but it also has its benefits. Yeah, but it also has its, you know, its disadvantages too.
You know what? Actually, somebody was asking about edibles, right?
Pounds was asking about that.
I know it was a little while ago. Let me just jump down to this real quick.
Before you do that, Caleb's asking if you know of a good site to order cranium from.
I use a site called Indo Elephant. Here, I'll put it in the comments real quick.
Okay.
I don't know what their actual website name is. I think it's changed. But if you just Google that phrase, it should come up. I've been buying from them for 5 or 6 years now. They're awesome.
God just said he has crazy dreams daily. Shout out to everybody in the building playing. Please hit that like button. You know, so I appreciate y'all being here. You know what I'm saying? Please stay. Don't go nowhere. We got more information. You know?
Is their site like funky? It's like kra.to.
Yeah,
that's I'm about to put in there. So Caleb, this is for you. Caleb, before you go.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's exactly it.
I
guess, Sean, you go.
Tay, you want to ask your question? Yeah, Tay's Tay's about to ask a question.
I'm gonna go back to my notes. If somebody posts that question, I'll just let me know.
Okay.
All right, Caleb. Shalom, bro.
Fair enough. All right, so we'll talk about routes of ingestion. I know something like the very first time this topic came up, at least that I was there for.
Right.
Y'all were talking about how it's not ever good to smoke something, like light something on fire and breathe in the smoke.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to say, you were exactly right. It almost seems like common sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I ain't do it today, but I did my research probably about maybe 2 years ago, and because the rosters be online telling people that, you know, that like when they smoke it, they actually eating it, but they not. So I actually punched in, you know, when you light something and you inhale it, and then a bunch of information came up, you know, like, because we live in the information age right now, so you just got to punch that in.
Mm-hmm.
And like, not only to smoke weed, but smoking cigarettes, anything that you light a fire to, a pipe or whatever, it is toxic gas that you breathing in.
Yeah.
You know, and
carbon monoxide.
Exactly.
Carcinogen.
Exactly. And this stuff goes in your bloodstream, and then it goes all like in your brain, your organs, the whole 9 yards. So this affects you, and it's toxic. It's like if you in the house and the damn house is on fire, and you breathing in the smoke. If you breathe enough for smoking, you're gonna die. So it's the same thing with smoking something. It's like, you're not like, you toxifying your body with all this stuff, but then you take a break. But imagine doing that for 20, 30, 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're doing, like, that's a lot of damage on your lungs and on your organs. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Especially when you're saying that you're smoking weed for the health benefits of it, but then at the same time, it's kind of like, it doesn't make sense. But do you think that through, like you mentioned earlier, Sean, like all this research and stuff like that is new, so there's not a lot of stuff out there, but I wouldn't be surprised if after a certain amount of time they get enough research and stuff like that where they actually put the weed into like a pill, so there's no more walking around.
They've actually already done that to a degree.
Have they? Okay.
They have trying to think. I think the pill's called Marinol, maybe.
Okay.
Basically, they have a synthetic version of THC in it, and you just eat the pill, and it has almost identical effects to THC.
So now,
Patients' subjective responses are mixed, but the objective results are pretty much spot on.
so now, let me ask you this
But
question.
then that's more of like a medical. That's kind of getting away from the natural.
Yeah.
It's like a pharmaceutical. Yeah.
So let me ask you this question, Sean. What's more? Because this is the right here is the number one thing that a lot of people want to know, and I want to know this as well. What do you get higher from, the edibles or the actual smoking it?
It depends on the person, because when you eat it, like, it depends on your metabolism, how much food you got in your stomach,
Right.
your blood flow, your genetics.
Right.
It depends on all sorts of things.
Okay.
The only consistent thing I can say, from my experience and people I know, is that smoking it is all up in the head. You know, you get that, you're thinking, just laughing at everything, don't know why.
Right.
At the wall.
Right.
That sort of thing.
So, and I think that's the reason why,
your whole body feels it.
Right.
a lot of people want to make tea and stuff like that because it's not the same effect.
So you say when you eat it, your whole body feels it.
I would prefer to eat it, honestly, because when I eat it, I don't feel it in my head as much. It doesn't feel like it's... I know it's probably, like, intoxicating me a little bit.
Right.
Like, I wouldn't drive that way.
Right.
But I still feel like I'm in control.
Okay.
And I'm not laughing uncontrollably. Or, acting like an idiot and can't stop.
Right.
And it feels like your whole body has, like, a tingle to it. Kind of feels light.
Okay.
That makes sense. And people that want that crazy high, the edibles just ain't enough for them because they want that head high.
Right.
Yeah, probably.
Like a Friday night when you just want to get loose and you just want to go crazy.
So
you want to smoke.
I seen in your note. I seen in your notes. In your notes, you said you mentioned filters.
Okay, so let him break down that. That's the part that he's at. Okay, so go ahead, Sean. We're gonna leave you alone.
Alright, so you are correct. On my notes, I have the 4 routes of ingestion I listed are smoking without a filter, like joints, blunts, spliffs, whatever. Smoking with a filter, which would be like a water pipe, aka a bomb. Vaporization, which would be flameless heat. You're not letting anything on fire, you're just heating it until the proper elements you want vaporize off the plant, and then you inhale them. That or eating them is probably the safest way.
Okay.
I don't know if either one's safer than the other, but vaporization is much, much, much safer than smoking it.
Right.
Smoking it with a water filter, so it does nothing. Just to be blunt. Play on words. Yeah, people that smoke bongs and stuff and think they're getting filtered smoke. No, you're not. You're just getting cold smoke. Wow. That's all the water does is cool the smoke down. It doesn't take anything bad out of it.
Wow.
At least not enough to count.
Right. Wow.
So yeah, I just wanted to put that on there just to point out that don't think because you're smoking through a bong of some kind that you're like cutting out all the bad stuff.
Right.
You might be getting a little less tar. That's it.
Right.
Or that you just because you don't have papers or whatever, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. End of the day, it's just don't smoke it. Like, I mean, I was gonna say unless you have to, but like, I mean, if you really have to, I guess.
Right.
But yeah, vaporize it or eat it. That's really the best I can say if you're gonna do it.
Right.
And if you've never seen somebody die from lung cancer, it's not a fun time. Like, I watched my grandmother basically drown in her own liquids for 8 months, and that she wasted away. So
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that.
That shit's not. Wow. Nobody wants to go through that.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
Wow. Yeah, because the smoke, it scars your lungs. You know what I'm saying? It scars it. It pollutes it with all type of toxins. And another thing that to add on to toxins is you have mucus, you have pus, you have pesticides, you have worms that comes from these toxifying your body. And if you don't get rid of the worms and the pus and the pesticides and the pus and the mucus, then that's what causes cancer a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? Because your body has to be cleansed.
Yeah, it has to be the
and if we over here destroying our body for all these years, and then we wait till we are in our 50s, 60s, just now cleaning our body, like we have done so much damage. And sometimes cells, they die off, where sometimes they can't even like regenerate themselves because you are so toxic with all type of stuff in you. You know, it's like really hard to come back from that. You know, so we gotta, you know, like, yeah, it's crazy.
So when they give
I probably shouldn't say this, but what's that?
No, go ahead and say what you were going to say. I want to know it.
I was going to say, I had to get up to find my e-cigarette because I was getting cranky. Yeah, I'm addicted to nicotine. I'm sorry.
Do you smoke cigarettes? Do you smoke cigarettes too, or you just do the e-cigarettes?
No.
Okay.
E-cigarettes only.
I tried to do the e-cigarettes when I was quitting smoking, but I found that I started to get addicted to the e-cigarettes.
Yeah, I need nicotine in my blood.
Yeah.
So what you think about
everybody travels their own path, though.
What you think about them now trying to shut that down?
I think they just want to shut the ones down that are like clearly marketing their shit to little kids.
Right.
Like, they got like bubblegum flavors and Mountain Dew, cherry Pepsi flavors.
Wow.
I don't know a single grown man that wants to smoke something that tastes like that. I mean, maybe I'm being naive. I don't know.
Yeah.
Wow.
Of course, my flavor's berry right now, so I guess I can't really talk anyway.
That's funny. So when they give the CDB to kids, like that whole entire how like. I know that they're not just saying, "Here, honey, you know, smoke this and you're gonna feel better."
Blunt, no.
What do they do?
No. They extract the CBD from the marijuana plant, and then they can infuse it into oils, or they can put it in like lozenges, tinctures, capsules. However, they got to get it to where it needs to go.
Okay.
But yeah, they extracted pure CBD off the plant because it's like I think by weight CBD like is easily the number one cannabinoid on there. Right. And it's like an oily substance, so you can kind of separate it out pretty quickly. Well,
that's interesting. Okay, so that makes a whole lot of sense, definitely. Now I know, like a couple months ago, New York City was having a problem with people walking around with liquid THC. What is that? That's kind of basically like the same oil that you were just talking about, but it's the THC?
That would be my guess. Or they could be talking about wax.
Okay.
I don't know if y'all have seen that wax.
No, I've never seen that. I just assumed that people...
about 5 years ago.
Well, so what is that?
Pure THC.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know if that's what they're talking about. If they're talking about wax, you get like a special kind of bong for it with like a little metal nail, and then you take a torch to it, and then you kind of just like set the wax on top, and it just melts real quick. You gotta pull it in real hard, and like as you blow it out, like you just fade off into la la land, and then you're just staring at the wall for 8 hours.
Right,
it was not enjoyable.
Right.
But they could have been talking about like e-cig juice, but with THC in it, because I think that also exists as well.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? I know that exists. I knew a guy that had one when we were opening up my restaurant back in the day. He had one, and he would smoke it all day at work because it didn't smell like weed.
Right. Okay.
At the time, I was like, "That's pretty cool." Now I'm like, "That guy's an idiot."
Yeah, that's funny. But it just seems like now with the dispensaries and stuff like that, like I never heard, like I never heard of the wax that you're talking about. I never heard of somebody walking around with like a pocket filled with THC. Like, that's really scary.
Yeah.
That's
I definitely feel like there's been an overcorrection in public perception. I didn't even mean to rhyme right there. But like,
how about
there was so much fear about weed, like over the top, not real, like exaggerated stuff.
Uh-huh.
So when people found out how much they're being lied to, they just went the complete opposite direction too hard.
Right.
They were like, oh, it's like a magical plant. You can smoke it and it's going to make you live forever. And it's like, no, that's not true either.
Right. And it
But
seems like we're getting
yeah.
closer and closer to the point of it actually like killing somebody or something. I mean, if you think about like all the, so what did you say? It lowers your blood pressure, or it lowers your blood pressure. That's one of the side effects.
Yeah.
So if your blood pressure goes
Yeah.
too low, that's not good for your body.
yeah.
That's going to
here's
be a
the thing
medical
about,
situation.
Like, normal THC. Normal THC has a very low binding affinity for the receptors that it hits.
Okay.
So that's why it doesn't really build up tolerance, and you can't really have physical dependence on marijuana.
I see.
Any addiction to weed is going to be mostly psychological because it doesn't have that many physiological.
Hold up.
Right.
Hold up what you just said there. I'm going to let him repeat what he just said. Peep the game now. Hear what he just said. Now repeat that again.
That's so funny that we were just talking about that last night.
Repeat the whole thing you just said. Yeah, because it's
a
more
mental addiction, not a physical addiction.
Right.
Touch base on that, because you've had experience with physical addictions, and there's a complete difference.
Because a lot of pharmaceutical drugs is physical.
Right.
That stuff it'll have you opioids and stuff. It'll have you jammed up. Where you is like if you try to lean off that stuff and stop taking it, it'll have you sick, throwing up, can't eat nothing. It'll have you sweating, the whole 9 yards. But marijuana, go ahead, Sean, drop that.
Let me put it like this: I've probably been somewhat addicted to marijuana, cocaine, and heroin.
Mm-hmm.
Of the three, like, weed was the first one. I was like in my early 20s, and when I didn't have it, like that first week, I was depressed and like irritable, and I thought it was terrible. But then I was fine.
Right.
And I'm not gonna judge somebody that's what they're going through. I know it's not easy. But
right.
Then I went through heroin withdrawal, and in comparison, it's not even. There's no comparison. I mean, heroin withdrawal, I was, the restless legs. You're kicking your arms and legs 24 hours a day. You're sweating, you're hot, but you're freezing at the same time. Everything is just screaming. All your skin wants to fall off your body. It's not a good look.
So
like,
tell them,
just sheer agony.
Tell them, like, I want them to know what's a day like when you're
hooked on something like that.
Like when you shoot heroin, like ascribe to them the feeling of how the drug makes you feel physically, and then tell them how the drug makes you feel when you're not using it.
Well, to be honest with you, I never really liked heroin. I liked the oxycodone pills, but then you couldn't get them anymore.
Right.
But by that point, I got dope sick afterwards when I didn't have them. And I'm from Baltimore, heroin capital, so you can get $6 caps anywhere.
Right.
And we got this stuff called Scramble. We don't have just regular heroin. We have Scramble. It's a Baltimore thing. It comes in capsules. Looks like a lot more powder, but really what it is much less heroin, pretty much all fentanyl, and then miscellaneous powder.
Right.
You have no idea what it is.
Right.
Right.
But I mean, even then, like, opioids do feel amazing. Like, especially the first couple times you're doing them. Like, that's why they're so dangerous, because they take you to as close to heaven as you're ever going to feel, like, in this life.
Right.
And then it goes away, and there's no hangover or anything. So then your brain's and it's already in your brain. It affects your dopamine receptors and your reward system so much that you're not going to be able to stop thinking about how good it felt.
Wow.
So you do it again and again. And usually you're good for like 6 weeks or so. Or if you got like real strict rules, maybe even 2 months, 3 months.
Right.
But eventually you're gonna give in one day, and that's all it takes. You're done. Once it's got its hooks in you can't stop. Because no matter how much you want to stop, as soon as you're in that pain, you would kill your family to get one hit. The only way you will ever stop is if you lose everything and you have to stop.
Right. Right.
Wow. That's man. Oh, that's a drug. I would.
That's just facts. Like,
man,
I don't know anybody that quit just on their own without having to hit their absolute bottom point in their life.
Right.
And even then, a lot of them don't stop.
So even a lot of them, I know like a lot of them that are basically dead and happen to be blessed and woken up with that medication that, somebody comes to rescue them. They still don't take heed to that. They go back to it because they haven't, even though they almost lost their life, they still haven't hit rock bottom. They still have money to get it. They haven't hit rock bottom yet, basically, right?
I heard that. I heard that heroin is the most addictive drug out there. It's the most addictive, and now they putting it in pharmaceutical drugs like opioids. That's opium. That's basically that's opium. You know what I mean? So it is. And that stuff be having you like, you know what I mean? Like I had family members that was on crack cocaine, and they kicked it. So, but heroin it's another monster, man. It's another level. You know what I'm saying of being high.
Right. Right.
So once you're a crackhead forever. That ain't true.
Nah, that's not true.
No.
Nah, that's not true.
I've seen a lot of people quit crack.
Yeah. Crack is a difficult drug to get off of, but people have done it. Heroin is like it's another level because and especially if you shooting it with a needle.
Luckily, I'm terrified of needles, so I never did that.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah, but the people that shoot it works instantly. It's like it's an instant. You know what I'm saying? Like you high instantly. So that's another level to that.
I've seen them go through withdrawal though, and it's horrifying.
Wow.
It'll straighten you up real quick.
Okay, so I basically what we were actually what we happened to be talking about the other day was how a lot of drugs you're physically addicted to it. Like you could basically almost lose your life and it doesn't matter. You're going to continue. You can lose your family and it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Most people, when they get to that point, they want to die.
Right. And that's the physical addiction of it. And then we were talking about how weed, it's only mental. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, like it's the same for us. Like within a week, we were over weed. It was like, it was part of our life last week and, maybe a rough day here and there. But for the most part, it's in your mind. If you occupy your mind and if you, get on a path and you're focused and you can easily get off of weed because it's not physical, So therefore, the way that a lot of people, like, weed can have you out there on a mission to get it because you want to get high. You got to smoke several times a day. You don't like to be sober. And it's sad that it's really only a mental addiction, but we allow it to have such a hold on us that sometimes you would think that it was a physical addiction, but it's plain facts that it's not a physical addiction. But people will go crazy to get high off of marijuana.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like looking back at it now because I was one of them that I had to get high. I didn't like to be sober. I hated to be sober. And I only smoked weed. That's the only thing I ever smoked weed. But I would go on a mission for weed. And it's literally only your mind.
Right. That's true.
So if weed had you going on a mission, then you can't say this is a recreational drug or I'm in control or it's not as hard as other drugs. You know what I mean?
But
it's like you really have to, like, you're acting like a fiend for a mental, a easier drug to kind of bypass. Just go to bed, wake up the next day, and see where you are at in your life. You know what I'm saying? Compared to stuff that you've been through, where you physically need it or you were physically sick.
What he said?
If you didn't get it,
he said, "What's your question, B? If you talking to me, who he talking?
What's your question?
What is True talking?"
I have a question concerning your comment above. The dopest.
But who's the B in
He's
it?
saying B. He's saying B, like B.
Oh. I mean, the mental aspect is though, and hear me when I say this. A lot of things start from the mind. We get ideas from the mind. We reasoning with ourselves, with our mind. So I understand what you're saying with it being if it's something mental, we should be able to overcome it. But you have to understand something. The mind can play tricks on you. The mind can manipulate you if you don't have the proper education to overcome whatever obstacles or whatever adversities you have in your life. It can take you down because everything starts within the mind. People can beat a lot of things, but if you don't have, like I said, the education to do that, and I don't mean school, I mean education on how to overcome what you are dealing with, and the information on it actually being effective. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of things that they have out there that's not effective. And it's a lot of waste of time, you know. So you have to find some good solid methods on to help you stop thinking the way you're thinking. For one, because everything in your mind you thinking all type of stuff.
Right.
How can I, like, you're over here withdrawn? Like I can't. Your mind is going through so much. So saying it's mental is cool, but how many times you was smoking a cigarette and you was like in your mind, I can't stop doing this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we talking about cigarettes here. We ain't talking about something that's got you over here.
Hold up.
Go ahead.
I'll blow your mind real quick.
Go ahead.
Two most addictive chemicals known to man: heroin, nicotine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nicotine is actually more addictive than heroin.
Right.
And it's crazy because I felt that.
No.
But
I'm saying that we need to be sensitive to both. You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree with what you're saying.
Like,
I just want to throw that out.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like both is if somebody dealing with something on the mental level, it's like that's a deep situation.
Yeah. And
if somebody dealing with on the physical level, that's a deep situation.
Right, but I just said that to just point out the fact that people say, well, it's weed. It's not like it's a hard drug, but then just treat it like it's weed. But I've seen some people literally go crazy, including myself.
No, but you're dealing with
for a high from weed.
Yeah, but in all realities, you dealing with both at the same time. In all reality, like you dealing with mental and physical at the same time.
From weed?
You're
not sick from not being able to smoke weed.
But your body is a withdrawal though. You gotta understand that.
It's not like a sick.
Nah, but it's not sick. But your body's used to it. You know what I'm saying? It's
your mind is used to it,
and your body's used to it.
Right, but if you don't,
come on, baby, come on now.
If you can't, so you would throw
That's
up.
Why I'm saying, like, I don't judge people that are going through addiction.
I don't even know. I'm not saying you're gonna throw up. I'm just saying is, but your body, if your body is used to something, now your body has taken on this drug.
Right.
Now it's part of you.
Right. No, I'm not saying
You know
that.
what
What
I'm
I'm saying is like people a lot of times like when we're just talking about it here, people will say, "Well, weed is not a drug." So okay, if weed is not a drug,
Babe.
no. Listen to just hear me out for a second.
Okay.
If weed is not a drug, then why do you go on a mission for it? Whenever they want to justify, oh, weed is not a drug, I'm cool, weed is not a drug.
Right.
It's weed is not a drug.
Right.
But then you have to not have weed. Like people, I've seen people say like it's
they
not.
Do say that.
Yeah, it's natural. It's not a drug. You know what I mean?
They do
but
say that.
Then yet you're the same one that can't go a couple of days without it. You understand what I'm saying?
Because
people try to make
because we looking at it in a spiritual aspect. We understand when you addicted to anything, you have spiritual strongholds on you.
You're a slave to yourself.
Exactly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they don't understand that aspect. So that's what people need to understand. And something that you cannot go a week without, then you addicted to it.
Right.
Period.
That's my point.
Yes.
So people like to casually put out there, oh, weed's not bad for you. You know, weed's not a drug. But
all the information Sean just said about but all the information Sean did, he was just talking about the effects and the levels of marijuana and how you use it.
Right.
So when you smoke it, it's a drug.
Right.
It's a toxic drug. Don't get it twisted.
Right.
Go through his.
I mean, just to keep it real, caffeine and sugar are both drugs.
That's I was just going to ask you
Bang.
that.
Yeah,
I was going
is.
to talk to you about that.
Go ahead.
Okay, so basically I could fully understand what Sean is saying, and it's actually kind of crazy to know that people say cigarettes is worse than stopping heroin, because that's really crazy. When I quit smoking, it fully took me, and I'm not even exaggerating, 9 months to 1 year to actually feel like myself.
Wow.
Like my body went through it and withdrew.
He said,
he said,
how do you do it?
I smoked I was like 11 or 12 years old when I started smoking. And I was probably 25 when I stopped smoking.
No, he was 25. No, you was
27? 30?
No, about 28.
28 years old when I stopped smoking.
No, it wasn't last year.
So, when I stopped smoking, I didn't want to stop smoking. I loved smoking cigarettes.
And she used to smoke Newport's 100s.
Yes.
You dig.
I smoked a pack of cigarettes a day. And I never tried to quit before. Never. I never wanted to quit. But my family wanted me to quit.
No. What you mean? No. The most.
No. It started with my family.
Yeah, because.
Right.
Health.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But then it got to where I was convicted. Like I was through the Most High. I was feeling convicted.
Right.
For smoking cigarettes. I felt wrong for smoking cigarettes, even though I enjoyed smoking them. I felt I felt wrong. So when I stopped smoking cigarettes, I went through a bunch of different phases. Like, I'm talking like no energy. My legs had like red bumps on them. It was just like total detox. Really crazy.
Did you want to murder everybody?
She was
just intense, violent thoughts.
She was definitely
I prayed a lot. I don't know if maybe that.
She would say,
I ate a lot.
I'm gonna say this. She was definitely a female dog. I would say that. I'm not gonna call you that. But she was a female dog.
You're a mess.
You dig what I'm saying? Yeah. She was.
If I go 12 hours with no nicotine, I start having thoughts, and I'm like, I need to get some nicotine in me because I'm about to do something stupid.
Right.
You're looking at knives like,
Right.
That's pretty annoying me out there. I'm like, no.
But that's understandable, and I think it's like we all have different. But I have other things. I'm about to actually talk about them. But when I stopped smoking cigarettes, I stopped smoking cigarettes. I said, when this pack of cigarettes is gone, I'm not buying any more cigarettes, and I didn't. But what I did was I bought the nicotine gum. I would eat that. and I chewed that for like maybe like 2 months. I chewed that a lot, but then that was when the e-cigarettes first came out. But I would find myself, like, the way I used to make a cup of coffee and I would sit down with a nice cigarette, I would find myself making a cup of coffee and sitting down with my e-cigarette. And after just a couple of days, I could see, I was like, yeah, I could get used to this. I'm cool without a cigarette. Yeah. So I was very careful with myself, and I made sure that I stopped buying the e-cigarettes. So I used the e-cigarettes for like 2 weeks. So, I mean...
But would you say the key to it all was that you wanted to stop?
I didn't want to stop, though.
Yeah, like the flesh.
But I think once I made up my mind is very strong. The flesh. And I think I kind of didn't want to disappoint. I probably didn't want to disappoint my family.
No, it's not that. It's the flesh don't want to stop.
No,
the flesh don't want to stop. It does. The flesh. Yeah. Your inner man or woman wants to stop, but the flesh don't want to. Yeah. The flesh wants to keep because it's weak.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I could tell you one time I knew that we were in the projects and there was a corner store right down underneath our door. Like, literally, like, I would look out the window and I could, 1 second, and I was at the corner store. I can buy a Lucy. Like, this was like... Right. This is when I was like 3 months in with no cigarette. I wanted it so bad. I used to smell cigarettes out of nowhere, like, and just it would just smell so freaking good to me.
How about today, though?
So how about today? No, now I don't like the smell of cigarettes. I hate the smell of cigarettes now. But I felt like I was really tested at one point, like 3 months in, and I was right there at the corner store. I could go get a Lucy, I could go get a Newport 100, and I knew that my life would be all set. But being that I fought so hard, and I denied myself going downstairs, my whole entire self after that day, I was like smooth sailing. Really, really weird. I had the strongest urge and fought the whole entire day not to go get a cigarette, and I never felt like that since.
Yeah, because
it was kind of like that was going to make or break me that day.
Once you go, once you go downstairs and get that cigarette, it
was over. All my 3 months of hard work was like over.
You would throw all it takes is you do one time and then you hooked again.
Right.
It doesn't matter what it is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing is we got to give ourselves time and space, and we have to fight for. Yeah. I mean, every day is a battle for each and every one of us. Every day. It's not easy. You know what I'm saying? None of this stuff is easy.
What are some ways that you cope with stuff that you deal with, Sean?
Honestly, at this point, I got the kratom for cravings. I go to a therapist once a week. You know, that's cool. The biggest things for me, well, actually, I was going to share an experience with you because it kind of resonates with what you just said. When I got clean for good, I didn't know I got clean for good. Well, I guess I still don't know, but fingers crossed. But the first few weeks were rough. Like, I was thinking about it all the time. And there was one day I drove all the way up to the block. And right before I got there, I just turned around and left. I don't know how or why. Like, I have never done that before.
Wow.
Before, it was once I'm on that ramp, I can't turn around, but I just did it anyway. And I don't know what made me do it or not, but ever since then, it was like, it changed my mentality about it. I was like, yo, I can do this. Like, why am I going to let powder run my life?
Right.
Nobody down there cares about me. I could die tonight. I don't care.
Right.
I don't know. It was just that one moment. That kind of flipped a lot for me.
Right, and it kind of feels like that's just your moment of truth. That's like really weird that you're saying that because, I mean, I don't know, just like that moment with the corner store and the Lucy is very significant to me, and what you're saying makes sense.
Yeah, like, I'm happy you're here, my brother. You know, so I'm happy you turned around. Definitely. You know what I mean, and you fought.
Hey, I'm glad to be here. That's something I didn't think I'd say.
Yeah,
right.
About a couple months ago.
Right.
You know? So how long has it been?
It's been 2 years off dope, and kratom I've only been taking intermittently for probably over a year now.
Right. That's good. That's good.
The other big thing for me is that I saw a psychiatrist and got diagnosed with ADHD, which is a really terrible name because it has nothing to do with attention problems.
Right.
It's basically a failure of the inhibitory system. So I couldn't stop myself from doing impulsive stuff. Like if I saw something I wanted, I'd buy it. I never had money. Oh, that's cool, buy it. I couldn't say no to myself. So believe it or not, this was after getting off dope. My doctor put me on Adderall. And I was like, are you sure you want to do that? He was like, I have ADHD. I used to be addicted to opioids. Started taking Adderall. I realized that's the ADHD is what was causing me to do all these self-destructive things.
Wow.
So I was kind of skeptical, but here I am 2 years later, and that's another one.
That's crazy.
Adderall and Kratom.
That's crazy. So it's a blessing that you got with that man that went on his own personal journey and was able to help you through that personal journey.
Yeah, and I just picked him at random off a website, so.
That's the Most High that definitely guided that. That's wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah, like we fighting out here, man, and like the powers that be, so-called powers that be, they spend billions of dollars on keeping us addicted to these drugs and food and all the filth and the garbage of what this earth produces from people, man, and it is like we're in a war.
Yeah.
We are in a war.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Every day, man.
And a lot of it is a war with ourselves, but we gotta fight the fight. I mean, to be honest with you, like something that you said, I drink a lot of Pepsi. I love Pepsi. Addiction is like just in me, and it's like a horrible thing, you know. That it like
so
Pepsi and coffee.
Now you said that. Now you admitted that addiction is in you.
Yeah.
So, if you can acknowledge that, and some of y'all may be addicted to things, and some of y'all may, in the chat, may deal with addiction, whatever the case may be. It could be sex, it could be food, it could be drugs, it could be alcohol. If you can acknowledge that you have problems with addiction, then you have to work on
being stronger than that substance.
No, it's not that. Is acknowledging that you have a problem is the first step.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? To recovery. I have a problem. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, we have to find ways on not being addicted to things.
Yeah.
Substances. I mean, some people are addicted to shopping. They go out, like Sean said, he go out and just buy things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then wonder why they in debt. You know what I'm saying? So is Satan Satan gets us on our five senses on a regular basis. What we see, taste, touch, hear, feel, all the time.
Right.
You know, so why you think you see commercials and food commercials and it's crazy, man. I can go on and on, but at the end of the day, I believe that it's a higher power that can help us do our addictions.
Right.
I believe that. That can give us.
I don't know if did I say anything? I don't know if I did. I don't know if I said anything, but just if anybody wants to see how stupid I used to be, I'll post it again. I posted a list of every drug I've tried.
Yeah, I looked at that list. That's very, very interesting, and you're blessed to be here.
True said. He said the whole female. He says
side of my family won't stop drinking Diet Pepsi. I try to get them to stop, but they can't.
It's addictive stuff in it, man.
Do you have family that's addicted to stuff, like in your family, like different things, Sean?
You could say that. I have to go see my cousin in rehab on Saturday. He's in the same rehab I went to.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Baltimore.
That's how it is. My family's the same way. My dad was an alcoholic and stuff like that. I think that plays like a huge role.
Baltimore is really bad when it comes to like they didn't make the corner in the wire for no reason. Definitely serious out there with dope and it's bad, man.
We got 600,000 residents. We got 60,000 heroin addicts.
Wow.
That's 10%.
Dang.
That's crazy.
And there's another 10% that aren't addicts, but they use it.
Right.
Everyone uses it.
Wow.
That's
and it's
crazy.
easier to get than a hot dog. Like,
Yeah.
it's so easy to get.
Wow. Yeah, so get finish up. You can finish.
Sean could probably be a help to Pounds.
So what's his question?
He said, I would like to hear y'all thoughts on dealing with depression, anxiety, insomnia. I specifically smoke for those reasons. I usually don't like to talk or open up about that, but yeah. And being that you are smoking as a way to deal with your depression, anxiety, and insomnia.
I was depressed. Probably about, let's see, was it 13? Maybe 14, 13, 14 years ago.
Yeah.
I went through hell. You know what I'm saying? I'll just put it to you that way. I talked to you on a personal level about that, Pounds, offline, but I can share because people use their words on the internet and misconstrue it. So I'm just gonna say that. But I dealt with depression, and with the help of the Most High and my wife, my wife was here with me through the whole thing, and sometimes you need a good support system to overcome. But before I get into that, is you have to identify why are you depressed. What is making you depressed? That's the first step. You know what I'm saying? On how to deal with your depression. Because if you don't deal with that, why I'm feeling this way? You know what I'm saying? Why am I
triggering it?
What's triggering me to feel this way, to have these thoughts, and then I'm going to manifest these actions behind that is the first step of identifying what you're dealing with. And so that's the first start. I mean, you got anything to add on to that?
Yeah, he could probably speak from that perspective too.
I mean, I definitely can relate to the feeling. I know for me personally, I thought I had depression and anxiety,
right,
and insomnia. I thought that's what I had because that was my symptoms. I was depressed. I was anxious. I couldn't sleep. For me, it turned out to all be traced back to basically one thing, which is the ADHD, because I didn't realize how much that messes you up in so many ways.
So explain to them what.
I really need to change the name.
So, but explain to them. Okay, so what do you call it then?
What it really is executive function disorder.
Okay.
So executive functions are all the things that you can control about your actions, like mood regulation, impulsivity, compulsivity, not being able to stay in the moment. You're always daydreaming. Probably inadvertently kind of addict to people sometimes.
Right.
A lot of things that you don't even think about. People with ADHD or adults with untreated ADHD are 13 times more likely to have a substance abuse problem. 9 more times likely to die in a car accident. 7 times more likely to kill themselves. So it's I've heard it described recently as diabetes of the mind, and I'm like,
wow,
damn, that's accurate. Because there's no cure, but there are treatments.
What's up, Dexter?
Do you think that a lot of times ADHD probably is overlooked because it's a popular diagnosis?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, okay, yeah, you got an ingrown toenail and it's going to be okay?
I think what happens is they give it to kids who are too young to even need it.
I was just going to say that, exactly. But I think
that comes down because it's the kids thing.
Exactly. I think that comes down to the school systems. When they can diagnose you with that stuff and they can get you on the Ritalin and stuff like that, they get a lot more money.
Right. From
all special ed kids that are on medication, kids with special needs. They get more money from the state.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So it all goes back to that as well. But definitely, kids that are just simply being kids that are supposed to be highly energetic and things like that are being diagnosed far too early with the ADHD diagnosis, and it just seems like it's just thrown out there like it's candy. So now for you to say that and you to say, well, that really changed my life being diagnosed with it because now I have a better understanding, it makes a lot of sense.
I'm gonna pull up one more link. Nobody has to like click it right now or whatever, but it's just one that if anybody is interested in learning about ADHD at all, because it is the most underdiagnosed disease among adults, and the effects of untreated ADHD are really freaking terrible.
So
I'm gonna just post the video that explains it.
So do you have any I would say methods on how to handle ADHD?
It seems like medication is necessary for most people.
Right.
Behavioral therapy can work,
Right.
but regular therapy doesn't seem to work as much, at least not by itself, because ADHD is not a knowledge disorder. People with ADHD generally know what they should do. Like, I always knew, like, I shouldn't be doing this and I should be doing that, but I couldn't do it.
Right.
And that's what makes it so frustrating, and that's what makes you hate yourself, and that's what makes you think you're different and worse, and it just snowballs on itself. So it's tough. You have to have interventions that affect you at the point of performance.
Right.
Like wherever in the world the symptoms affect you, that's where the medication or whatever needs to be.
Right. Pounds, do you
You can't really carry a psychiatrist around with you. So.
Right. Pounds, do you feel like that what he just
I
said?
think the most way that you could probably relate to it is like, you know how when I'm trying to make myself stay focused and I talk to myself? Mm-hmm. Or like I keep saying the same thing over and over and over because it's so easy for my mind to walk past, like I could freaking walk past the bathroom and want to clean the bathroom, like when I'm in the middle of trying to do like the world's largest project.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's kind of like you just kind of see a piece of dust and you're just like ready to clean it, or it's just very easy to kind of get distracted. Is that like what it is, Sean? Like it's so involuntarily, like you're just kind of like everywhere.
Here's the best metaphor I've thought. I've tried to think of a good metaphor. This one's not great, but it's the best I got. Before I got medicated for it, my brain was like it had 3,000 TV screens in it. I didn't get to pick what was on any of the screens, and I could only hear bits and pieces from all of them. As soon as I got on the medication, it all turned into one screen, maybe two screens. But I had remotes. I could hear everything. I realized I was like listening to people when they talked, which I know sounds silly, but like I had never done that before.
Okay.
So, and the biggest thing is I just felt calm. And that's actually a pretty good sign to see if you have it. If you take the medication and you get calm, that's a pretty surefire sign that you have it. Because if you don't have it and take the meds, they're going to make you get hyper and act crazy.
Wow. All right, peace, Ganja.
Okay.
All right, brother, peace.
So if you don't have it, it's gonna have a reverse effect on you.
Yeah, because basically what it does is, so one of the trademarks of ADHD is that the part of your brain, the nucleus accumbens, doesn't have enough dopamine and norepinephrine. And the lack of dopamine that's why people with ADHD are always seeking like quick thrilling things that are just fleeting, but they need a dopamine release.
Right.
Their brain's like, we need stimulation.
Right.
That's incidentally also why we get attracted to speeding and doing drugs and stuff.
Right.
So when we, like, Adderall, I don't know if Adderall is amphetamines. That's literally what it is. It's amphetamine salts.
Wow.
So when I take it, it boosts the norepinephrine and dopamine in my brain, which allows me to then have enough stimulation up there that I don't have to constantly seek it from outside.
Right.
I can just sit and be me and absorb the world.
Right.
If that makes sense.
That makes perfect
But
sense.
if you have enough already, it's going to make you tweak out.
Right.
It's gonna be an imbalance.
And like
the other
even
way.
if I took too much, it would make me tweak out. So that's why you gotta stick with the right dosages.
Right.
That's interesting.
Wow. Let me see some comments. Hold on. Let me see. True said I used to be sad too. I found out it was from me being on the internet too much. It was when I was young, so I removed myself from the internet for a couple of weeks, and I came back a strong person. Yeah, that's good. I mean, like sometimes you gotta, unplug out of the matrix, like on on the movie. You gotta detach yourself sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He says, bro, Sean got me thinking deep. So yeah, so you wanna finish up on the things other thing that you haven't talked about yet?
If he has more to say, we're not on any time restrictions. I'm enjoying this.
Pull my notes here.
Something glad to hear.
Kind of forgot. Where were we? What were we talking about? Talking about weed, right?
Yeah. Or the proper word, cannabis. You know what I mean? Get cannabis. Yeah.
Okay, I got a couple different things left. So how about I'll say what the things left are, and then if anybody has any questions or anything like that, we can just dive into it like that. Cause
right.
If I try to go through it all, I just stumble over it because I didn't format my notes and I can't talk right because I'm an idiot. So we got. Let's see, what didn't I get to?
Don't say you an idiot, brother. You ain't no idiot. You know what I'm saying? You right on, you bringing information. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I know. I just self-deprecation is my go-to.
Yeah, but see, I'm not gonna allow you to do that around me, my brother. Can't do that. Can't do that.
Don't get misunderstood.
I know.
I believe in myself.
I know. I'm just saying, but that's how I operate. That's how I operate.
I feel you. I respect it. Let's see. I'm really upset at how messy these notes are, though. Okay, so one thing I didn't get to yet was the medical benefits, like the ones that are currently accepted by the medical research community, ones that are promising, and the ones that, like, don't work. Hang on a second, I gotta talk to somebody. Oh, never mind. Then the other big one that I didn't get to, the synthetic cannabinoids that you can buy online.
Okay.
I don't know if anybody's familiar with those, but there are so many sites, legal sites, on the main end, not the deep web, not the dark web. You don't need Bitcoin. You just go on the website, buy synthetically produced cannabinoids with who knows what kind of pharmacological profile, because most of them are novel, they haven't been made before. And people just buy them all up, try them.
Wow.
Just see what happens.
Wow.
That's where I think the first step is going to be.
Wow. So
and
that's crazy. Scary. Yeah, that is.
So, other than that, the only other thing I didn't really get to was like age-dependent effects, which I can pretty much outline as this. If your brain's not finished developing, if your brain's still developing, which means 25 or younger, realistically, 21 or younger if you're not going to listen to me, don't smoke. Because if your brain is still developing, weed does mess up your neural pathways development. It's literally going to stunt your brain from growing the way it's supposed to.
Wow. So, yeah, that's true. What's
up? That's why you see a lot of kids that...
What's up, Mikey? How you doing, my brother?
Hey, Mikey. I'm glad that you made it.
Yeah, finish up, Sean. Yeah, my fault. I'm sorry.
I mean, that's a big one to me. Like, if you're young, like under the age of 25 or under 21, don't, especially if you haven't started yet, don't wait. You can wait. It's okay. You don't want to screw up your brain forever just for that. It's definitely not worth it.
So, so what I told y'all in times past, I told y'all that smoking marijuana is not good for you, and the brother Sean confirmed that through his research. So I was not lying. I was not, you know what I'm saying, perpetrating the fraud on it. I was giving y'all the real. So
yeah, but actually smoking it.
So if you're gonna smoke it, he did say that you will destroy your brain, and you need your brain development when you're young. You need it. Like, you need every cell in there. You dig? So please, if you're gonna now, please tell them the safest way that you can use marijuana so they can understand that. Again.
Look, I'll lay my opinion out straight up. Especially after what I've been through and what I've learned, and war on drugs and the CCA and private prisons and all that, I think all drugs should be legal. So any consenting adult that knows what they're doing, they should be able to put whatever they want into their body. That's their choice. But there needs to be education, and there needs to be programs that will help people quit when they want to quit, which could easily be paid for with tax money, but that's a whole other thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So with that mindset, I would say under 21, don't smoke. It's not going to be legal for you anyway, and you're just going to mess yourself up real bad. If you're an adult and you want to get high, that's on you. If that's what you want to do, nobody's going to stop you. But try to practice harm reduction. And harm reduction in this case would be, don't smoke it directly. Either vaporize it or eat it. And don't do it every day. The more you do something, the more it builds up in your brain, the more your brain chemistry changes. And anything you do, see, hear, eat, touch changes your brain chemistry at least slightly. But especially psychoactive drugs. And especially if you do them all the time, every day. So it's going to cause problems down the road.
That's true.
I don't even know if, I went through a pot smoking phase in my early 20s. Like I said, I don't know if that kind of softened me up for addiction later. It may have.
Right.
But all I know is, I know when I was smoking pot every day, I was miserable. Whether I had it or not, I was slightly more miserable when I didn't have it, but still miserable all the time. Cocaine when I was doing it all the time, miserable all the time. Feel good for 5 seconds after you do it, but that's it. And then dope, you literally want to die.
Wow.
That's basically what I tell people now. They're like, where you been? I'm like, I died for 3 years. Cool.
Wow. Right. So do you have your family as a support system and stuff like that? Now that you're on the path that you're on, were you able to make amends?
They do their best. So, ironically, despite the fact that my family has addiction all throughout it, my immediate family has none whatsoever. Neither of my parents have ever even had alcohol. Never even tried it.
Wow.
And my siblings are all pretty much the same.
Wow.
So, they support me, but they don't at all understand.
They can't relate, right? But you're the one that ended up getting everybody's addictions. Basically,
right.
you took it on.
And at this point, it's pretty much good. But it was just when I was going through it, and they'd be like, "Don't you understand that you're killing yourself?" Yes, I do understand that. Do you understand that I literally want to die right now? You can't communicate those things.
Right.
It doesn't work.
Right.
So, but I also have other family members that I talk to about things like that. So I do. At this point, I have a real good support system.
Right. That's good, man. That's a blessing, man. That's a blessing.
It is, and I think it's key. It's tough to do on your own. I don't know how people would do it.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I know it can be done, but
it's hard, man. But you are living proof that with the work and dedication that you can overcome, anything. So. You here now.
I never thought I'd be that, but you know what? Yeah. I'll take it.
Right. Yeah.
So do you feel if you're watching an addict, is there being that you've been in the same situation, do you feel that there's anything that you can say to somebody to maybe start their journey to soberness, or do you think that everybody just has to take their own path and, like you said before, hit absolute rock bottom?
It depends on where they are, like in their addiction and what they're addicted to. But I will say, anybody going through addiction, I absolutely have things that I like. I will talk to them. Like, I make a point of it. Harm reduction is huge to me. Criminal law, drug law reform is huge to me. So, you know, I'm out there doing it all the time, and you know, frustrating because you know a lot of them aren't going to make it. But at the same time, it's like I know what things I wish I would have known when I was going through it. So all I can do is share my experience and see if they take anything from it. And if not, that's all I can do, because at the end of the day, an addict's not going to clean up unless they want to clean up.
Right.
It's true.
You know, even if their flesh still wants it,
Right.
their rational brain needs to want to stop.
Right.
If you don't want to stop, you ain't going to stop.
Exactly. You're right about that. Right about that.
Right.
Man, and shout out to everybody in here, man. Please hit that like button. Please subscribe if you haven't. You know what I'm saying? We got the brother Sean in here, you know, talking about, you know, just not just marijuana, but just addiction, you know, period, man. So I appreciate the brother, you know what I mean, coming through and talking to us about, you know, his trials and tribulations, man. So it's a blessing.
I appreciate y'all giving me a platform.
Yeah, man.
Much
Yeah,
love.
man. Like, you know, that's what we here for, man. Because it ain't about us. It's about. I mean, us as well as me and my friends. Is about us as a humanity.
Like this family,
you know what I'm saying?
and beyond this family.
Yeah.
If anybody ever feels like they have a topic that they're passionate about, something that they want to research, something that they hold a lot of information, we're all here to teach each other. It's not just about me and him sitting up here talking a bunch of junk every Wednesday. Like, if you have things that you're passionate about, something that you have a lot of information about, even you, Sean, if you wanted to come back up here again, this is definitely a platform for everybody. We're all here, even if it doesn't directly affect you, what we're talking about, somebody could always learn something and walk away with something no matter what it is, you know?
Yeah, like, I could have made this... Yeah, I could have made this platform bigger, but and put it on the Leah's page, but I didn't want to do that because a lot of people on that channel are not mature, and I wanted to really, you know, educate people on change and really be an ear for people. You know what I'm saying? And over there is just it ain't that type of platform. We small over here, but we growing slowly. You know what I'm saying? And we about helping. You know what I'm saying? Because we lived it. Some of us came through, you know what I'm saying, a lot of hard times, a lot of rough things in our lives, and we're here to just basically share our experiences, you know, and to help somebody overcome, you know, because we have a lot of things against us in this world, a lot of things, and people are in hell, you know what I'm saying, in their life. So if we can help somebody, inspire somebody, then that's what's up, you know.
Facts.
You know, exactly. You don't got to agree with everything we say, but we have common ground. Change. And that's the common ground. We got to change to be better. And it takes years.
Everybody's so respectful here.
Yeah, not all the time. Now, sometimes you have some knuckleheads coming in here, you know, saying
Yeah, but
shit.
I don't know. You see some of y'all?
They cool in here, though. Yeah, they cool in here. I don't know. I might. So I might. Saturday or Sunday, I might do a live.
No, I think that we should save that for next week.
Nah, like
I think that we've been on a. I mean,
yeah,
that's up to you.
but I said I might though. I ain't said I was.
Yes.
I might do a live. A lot of things been bothering me about this snitching thing. I don't know if y'all noticed that snitching has been now the people or the generations have changed to where they accept and glorify this criminal lifestyle, to where it's all on the internet.
Now, when you say criminal lifestyle,
I mean,
from the cops or the robbers?
No, I'm talking about all that.
The 6ix9ine and the Outpost.
The Outpost, the crooked police. I'm saying the crooked, not the good Lord Bidison police. The crooked police, because not every cop is crooked. Not every police officer is out to kill you and hurt you. They exist too. Don't get it twisted. But I'm saying, as wise as this whole thing with snitching today, and incriminating yourselves on the internet by making live videos. So I really want to dive into that. I got some articles that I actually want to bring to the table and really examine the generations of old and talk about what's going on today, because it's horrible today. It's horrible today. And they are now, Hollywood now is creating a new climate of accepting snitches and rats. And I'm against that, because I'm gonna tell you why. Man, I'm gonna save it. I'm not even gonna talk about it, but I'm gonna talk about that. Nah, like I'm gonna talk about, because my wife can say, yeah, you just save it. I'm gonna talk about that, but it really bothers me seeing what I see today. And
I mean, if you're in the moment, just go ahead and talk.
No. I'm not gonna, because it's a lot that I have to talk about. So I'm not gonna just not right now.
Well, tell me why it bothers you.
But it bothers me because a lot of people on the internet is entertaining these characters. They talking about these characters because they are the number one topic. I don't know why, but to me, if you keep talking about individuals that doesn't live honorably, then you giving them the attention and the power by keep talking about these individuals. So so my thing is, I'm not into that. I don't believe in telling on somebody that you agree with doing criminal activity with, and then you're gonna tell on that individual to save yourself, but you hurting that person by putting him in harm's way, male or female. That's not cool. And ratting has now been acceptable in this generation. You know what I'm saying? So I want to talk about that. You know, so yeah. He said my friend almost got impaled from school because she held weed for her best friend.
Wow.
Yeah, well, see.
And you know, for real though, you gotta get China Mac up in here for that conversation.
Oh man, it's this buffoonery, man. Like a lot of stuff I be saying, I just be like, why are we talking about these individuals? It's like we give these people power, and people say, oh, it's the most popular thing. No, it's popular because you're talking about it. If you stop talking about it, it ain't gonna be popular. You know what I'm saying? It makes no sense. But anyway.
Remember the dude that shot up the Batman movie theater?
Right.
They put his face on the front page of all the magazines?
Yeah.
Why? You just gonna have a bunch of other people like, oh shoot, I can get on the front page of the magazine just by that?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's
Stop and start, like,
yeah, like it's sad, man. It's sad. He said
he said we give platforms to the wrong people all the time.
But to me, they rerun tragic incidents so that way you'll never forget and be able to truly move past it, you know?
Yeah,
it's like they'll sit there and constantly rerun footage. It's crazy.
He says, what pound said? He said, I'm interested to hear what you say. You guys, oh yeah. I got the information because
so if he doesn't do it on Saturday, then we're going to talk about that on Wednesday.
But it's I mean, even your top rappers like T.I. and and rappers like My Son, all these guys have these platforms. But my thing is, he says the media plant, if people react to it and make it blow up. Yeah, that's true. That's true, Mike. That's true, Mikey. Yeah, but anyway, I have so much to say. Oh man, I'm gonna really go in on that. I'm gonna go in on that because it just bothers me that the number one. What is the number? Listen, I'm gonna ask you, Sean, in the chat. What is? Who is the problem? Why is the world the way it is? Who do we really blame? Now, I'm gonna give y'all some scenarios, right? Do we blame the government? Do we blame, my black and brown brothers and sisters? Do we blame the white man? Or do we blame the masses of the people? Who to blame?
I was gonna say the white man, but not all white men though.
Okay, he said.
Sean
said that. Sean said that. Now in the chat, come on, I can't see the chat, man.
Yeah.
So who do we blame? He said it's prophecy. I'm not asking you, Mikey, if it's prophecy. I'm asking you, who do we blame?
No, I think he said it's prophecy to something else.
The simple answer is follow the money.
He says a lot of facts into what's wrong with the world. I'm asking you, who is the? He said, balance is the masses. Bingo! That's the problem. That is the problem. The people.
Well, you got to remember, the masses are pretty dumb.
Yeah, but if the masses, we all know right from wrong. Even when he says blame the elite media, Satan, people falling for manipulation. Yeah. But I'm just saying is, we all know right from wrong. Even when we doing wrong, we know that this is wrong to do. We all understand if we all understand that we've been in this country, the black and brown people that been in this country for over 400 something years, and we never had any real justice, any love, any care for us. Why do we continue to participate in a system that's injustice, and we trying to get justice in an injustice system? What sense do that make? It makes no sense. We should have been had a revolution a long time ago and overdrove this joint a long time ago. So when I sit here and ask that question, I'm asking that question in the lens that I'm looking at it. 360 degrees. I'm looking at the whole thing. So we are the problem.
But what kind of revolution are you talking about?
I'm talking about a revolution. A revolution first starts with the mind.
Yourself.
You have to go to war with yourself first. And we were just talking about addictions, and that's the war. Yourself. You got to get rid of the devil within you. And then once you do that, and then once you do that, they have no more control over you because you're not participating with the devil within you. So now, what's going to happen? It's wartime. It's going to get physical.
I'm down.
And a lot of us don't want to deal with self. Self is like, nah, I ain't dealing with you right now, nigga. I'm gonna go blame the white man. I'm gonna go and blame the government. They the problem. Trump's the problem.
He's an orange Dorito puppet.
Exactly.
I don't know what he is.
You know what I mean? They part of the problem. But I say like this: government is like it's a 60-40, Joe, to me. But we the 60.
That sounds generous.
Yeah, we the 60 over here. You know what I'm saying? We the 60, but I'll get into that some other time. But right now, I appreciate y'all brothers.
Let me ask you this real quick.
Go ahead.
You heard the track by Moral Technique, Rich Man's World?
I think I heard it years ago. I don't think I heard it. Like, I don't remember. But what did he say? What was it more?
He said so much.
I know that Sean's gonna start rapping. He be typing in the chat and he be sounding like he be spitting some bars when he types in the chat. Go ahead, Sean.
I ain't gonna do it right here. Nah.
Go ahead.
I'm a rap. I'll rap next time I come on.
No. Come on. You were just about to take off. I've been waiting for this. Because I'll be reading your comments and it makes me start rapping when I'm reading them. So go ahead.
But I can only rap songs that are like really terrible.
It's alright. Go ahead.
Like content wise. I'm gonna rap about selling coke in this conversation.
What do you say, Trump?
Okay, so what's the song?
It's called, what's it called? It's called Rich Man's World.
Rich Man.
By Immortal Technique.
Yeah.
I just, it's everything you were saying pretty much, but he killed it though.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, like I know it's crazy because he's lyrically inclined. He's definitely lyrically inclined.
So rap it, Sean.
Look at these cons. Oh my God.
We want to hear you rap it.
I know they do not want to hear my Danny Brown flow.
They're calling for you to get on stage.
Exactly. We ain't gonna listen. We ain't the judge over here. You know what I'm saying? We got opinions, but we ain't.
I mean, I'll do it, but fair warning, it's not a very good verse in terms of subject matter.
Okay, though. I mean, listen. I react to all type of music, brother. You know that, so you know what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me get into my rap persona real quick. And my vape, get my voice down to beat. Yo, this goes viral. I want all the money. Alright.
You could get the couple of 3 cents that we get per day, no problem.
That's all I wanted. Alright. This is about to happen. I don't want to hear anybody afterwards like, oh, that was offensive. I warned you.
You should take a sip of water.
Here we go. No, I can't. I don't. Water makes my voice too. Yeah. All right. So, you know, what kind of drugs I like though. I like codeine in my cereal. Always with the smoky. I'm so weak to move because you rapping up and.
You breaking up? Hello. You breaking up?
Besides, call me every pussy type. I write all night till the sun comes up. Dodging texts from your sister trying to sleep on my nut. Call for question game. Patient submission. Your bitch want the stick shift. No transmission. Dogs on a mission. If you had exhibition. On an exhibition. Pop the exit. Never tripping. Show me better fixing. Trying to stick my red hair out like a young Kathy Griffin. I don't remember the next bar, so I'm going to just keep slipping. Yeah, fuck it. I'm done. Yeah.
That was good.
Shout out to Sean. Shout out to Sean in the building. Sean in the building, man.
Yo, whatever Sean types in the chat, doesn't it just make you want to like rap what he types? Because he be coming with all the lyrics. Like you turn into a rapper and don't even know it. Oh my.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the brother, man, for coming through, man. I appreciate you, my brother. You know what I mean?
Did we miss any of the stuff that you had planned, Sean?
Nothing important. There's a couple of minor things that I thrown in that I kind of planned on skipping if I didn't get time for them.
We have time though. If you feel like you did your research on it and stuff and you're prepared.
Yes.
Honestly, I was happy talking about all the other stuff as well. Like, marijuana's the big one, but I feel like all that talk about everything else is just addiction in general. I feel like that was
that's definitely
therapeutic for it. It was therapeutic for me to talk about it, and hopefully somebody got something out of it.
Yeah, man.
We all did, definitely. We all did.
Hit that like button, please. You know what I'm saying? If you haven't, please hit that like button. Please subscribe to the channel. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you, brothers and sisters, man.
And as everybody knows, I mean, we're never here. Anything that we ever say, we're never here to judge anybody. You know, if anything, we're here to bring you to reality of yourself, and you know, to realize things that you may be doing that's not necessarily cool, to kind of wake you up a little bit, to give you a little bit of a nudge. And maybe make you look at something from a different perspective, or just to be here to hear you out if that's what you need, that's going to help you. We're never, like, when we talk about this stuff, we don't talk about this stuff like you know, we're better or whatever the situation is, because we don't feel like that at all. I know that I say that all the time, but like, I truly don't ever want anybody to come across just one video, you know, click on our video a little bit, and then, you know, kind of feel like they're not worthy to continue to be here, or, you know, to listen to what we're saying, because we've come out of it. You know, we're just, everybody just is kind of like in their own space in their walk in life. And I feel like somebody has something to offer everybody. Even if we understand that there's a lot of people that end up coming to this page that ain't even thinking about changing their life. They just come here because they're rocking with us, because we're cool people. We got Sean up here, he raps, and you know, they kick it and they chill, and then they realize that maybe their life ain't all that cool like they thought that it was. So, you know, we're good with that. We understand that, you know.
My grandma used to always tell me. My grandma used to always tell me. She said that she's not the judge, meaning that she's not the Most High, to where she's gonna sentence you or condemn you. But in society, we need correction, and sometimes people have to be corrected of their behavior, of their actions. And when you are trying to correct somebody, you're not judging them. You're just saying you might want to slow down. You might want to stop interacting with whatever the case may be. So, and if people are not willing to take constructive criticism, then you really are in triple darkness. Right. And I can't deal with somebody that does not want to take constructive criticism. You know, that don't want to be told that they shit stinks. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's the reality. We all need.
Rakim shout out.
Huh?
Is it a Rakim shout out?
No.
Triple darkness.
No, that's this who what you say?
Rakim.
Rakim,
yeah. God, you had a triple phase darkness.
He said that. He said that on one of his shows.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's crazy. That's crazy that you didn't even know. That's crazy. And you said it.
Yeah, but that's what it is. You know, so is when I was young, the old time, like the OGs used to tell me, slow down, young blood, and you know, and like people not telling you this to be judging you. Like, to me, judgment is when people say don't judge me, it's like that's an scapegoat for them to just do what they want to do. I'd rather somebody tell me to my face, yeah, I want to do what I want to do, Pops. You dig what I'm saying? I ain't worried about that right now. I'd rather somebody tell me that. Right. But when you use the words judgment, I can't judge nobody. I'm not a judge. I can't punish you. But I can tell you the course that you on is going to either lead to a life of pain, or the penitentiary, or the graveyard. We all understand everything that you do is always a consequence behind it. Everything. Whether if it's good or bad, it's always going to be a consequence. If you tell the truth, you got to pay a consequence, because some people in the world don't want you to tell the truth. And they have punished you for that. But if you do wrong, it's consequences for that. So we're just here to tell people that it's consequences behind every action that they commit.
It's raw truth and blunt encouragement.
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
so you can't do drugs and expect not to one day get sick or kill yourself or kill somebody to freak else. Right. Something's gonna happen. You dig what I'm saying? If you live in that freaking criminal lifestyle, come on, like we already know what it is. There's only two options: the penitentiary or the graveyard. That's it. The streets is undefeated, baby. The streets is undefeated. So I mean, like, so you know, play the game, but you got to be ready to take the consequences behind it.
People say you're not supposed to judge me, but in paraphrase it says, "Cast it out of your own eye before you cast it out of your brother." Sorry for the messed up paraphrase.
Yeah, that's true though, Mike. Yeah, he said Christ said that you got to first let me cast the mobile beam in my eye, then you can see clearly how to help your brother. You got to be living that, not just telling him what to do. Cause I don't want to hear somebody that's still doing drugs telling me not to do it. I don't know. I ain't listening to you because you ain't listening to your own advice. No.
Well, I mean, everybody needs encouragement, and that's what we're here for.
Yeah, I mean, be understanding, be more compassionate.
I mean, there's times that we having a hard time, and we come to y'all and tell y'all that we having a hard time dealing with something. So it's just the way that it works. It's just real life and real talk.
Yep, we got to be more compassionate in this world, man. We got to be more compassionate because, you know, you don't want to be, you know, putting your nose up to people thinking that you're better than them because you ain't. Ain't not one soul on this earth is perfect. We all have done the most ungodliest things to ourselves and to each other. So, in the Most High eyes, we all guilty to be destroyed at the end of the day. Yeah. You know, so appreciate your blessings. You here. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
Yep. Mm-hmm. He said exactly. Yep. We here, man. We here. Like, we are blessed to be alive right now. You know, and it could be a whole lot worse, or it could be a whole lot better. But we here. You know what I'm saying? So we can make our heaven and hell right here on earth, man. It all depends on the decisions that we make in our life. You know, so.
Right, King. He said everyone needs one loyal friend who wants to see them grow and become a better person. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Mikey got to. It's too much toxicity. That's Pop's favorite word. And negativity out here to be feeding into it. It seems hard, but it's much more beneficial to show and give love than to be quick to anger, retaliation to negativities. Exactly. Mm-hmm. But it just seems like everything is everywhere, and it's actually crazy. When Mikey first came into the stream, like, he never said anything, but I just knew that he was a cool person, and here he is in Family Table Talk typing this nice stuff. That's crazy.
Yeah. If the Lord wills,
there's not enough of this around. If
the Lord wills me, I'm going to, you know, one day, you know, try to start some programs and, you know, stuff like that, man. Because to me, it's more than just getting on the online talk. I think is to be more hands on in the community with the people, man. You know, that's important.
Man, say the word, and I will be there.
Yeah. That's important because I mean, people need it. You know, like they need help. They need, you know what I'm saying, food, clothing, and shelter. They need programs for them to get off the drugs and all, like they need it. You know, so if you got the money, you know, we need programs because the government they don't give a damn about giving no damn programs. You know,
that's true.
They don't give a damn about none of that. You know what I mean? So it's up to us. We live in a community. You know what I mean? But it's real funny how ironic how we can stand at Foot Locker for a pair of Jordans online. and buy iPhones that cost $700-800, but when it comes to feeding your brothers and sisters in your community, like they grown, you know what I'm saying? Like I ain't giving, but come on, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. So I don't have that mindset. I don't have that mindset. Because if I would have been sold out, I mean, for that bag. So many opportunities that people came to us with on being on YouTube and people coming to my daughter, you know me, emailing her stuff and all that. Like, we could have been sold out for the bag. Could have been did that. Right. Like, you actually think that I can't do outrageous, crazy stuff and start drama? but I'm not built that way, so I'm not gonna sell out for that bag. I know too much.
Yeah.
You know, so it's,
like the internet is easy
to
become
act
a
like
freaking actress or a damn actor. And,
yeah, man.
Get lots of views to come in. That's easy these days because people are so dumbed down. It's not even hard. Look at the damn Patriots. They could freaking fake stuff and everything else.
Yo, she taking shots. She taking shots at Pounds over there. That's his team over there.
Wait, who's the Patriots listen?
The Patriots is
no, I started going off on a tangent. I was like, I better stop myself here, so let me talk about Pounds. Hey, Sage.
Who's looking from Baltimore?
Who?
The Patriots.
Nah, Massachusetts.
Nah, who they lose to?
Oh yeah. To Baltimore. Yeah, Baltimore. Yeah, they lost. Yeah, I killed them. Yo, he said the Cowboys. Oh yeah, they said the Cowboys. Texas Roadrunner in the building. What's up, my brother?
Texas, I didn't get to say hi to you earlier. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you, and we thank you so very much for sponsoring tonight's show with your late donation the other day. We thank you so very much.
Shout out to the bro.
We appreciate you as always, Texas, for providing for us.
But like my wife said, if y'all have any topics that y'all want to talk about,
that's good, Sage. I'm glad you're here.
Come, just bring your information. I'll let you get on the job and do your thing. You know what I'm saying? I'll let you do your thing.
Pound said I ran my head out.
It's easy to be selfish on the internet, but I feel like if people say you aren't that type of person, you get a more quality. Yeah, more quality community. Yeah, that's how. Cause I don't want to. Like, I could have easily took this platform and then put it on the Leah's channel. Do you know how toxic that like right now the whole chat would be right now if we did put it on that platform? It'd be toxic in there.
Yeah.
You know. So but I wanted to bring it over here and to start from fresh. You know, scratch. So one day I'm gonna drop some knowledge for the people. Hey, yeah, Sage, what's up, brother?
That's good, Sage.
No, remember he was on here already, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You was on here, Sage.
You say you're gonna drop some real knowledge. You always got real knowledge. What you gonna talk about, Sage? You can come back. We ready for you whenever you're ready.
It's all right, Sean. Most definitely. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yes, I'm about to. So maybe Saturday or Sunday, man. I might. It ain't no guarantee, but I got to get my information, you know, ready for that, because I'm gonna go in on that. You know, I'm sick of what I'm saying.
I might got an idea.
What's up?
I'm sending you an email. I think it might be a good one though.
All right.
Okay, that's good.
All right. Hi, Andre,
that's
man.
Good.
Yes, man. Shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to Sean for coming on here talking about, you know, substance abuse, marijuana, and I appreciate the brother.
His experience is to be brave enough to be able to put out, you know, he put himself out there, and we appreciate that.
Yeah, man. You know, so he had the courage to do that. I mean,
I'm sure. Does that help you?
No.
Does that help you, Sean? Talking like about your situation.
Yeah. I like to, because I still feel like I did a lot of terrible things. So, you know, I really want to be a good person.
Right.
You know, I wasn't for a long time, so.
Right.
Trying to get back any way I can.
That's definitely a blessing.
Yeah,
definitely.
Man, so shout out to everybody, man. I appreciate all you brothers and sisters, man, that support us, and all the people that may watch this after. You know, I appreciate y'all, man. You know what I mean, stay strong. Never give up this fight, man, that we in, man. We in a war where we got to win battles. You know what I'm saying? And each day is a battle. When you get up in the morning, motivate yourself, man, to keep fighting, man. You know what I'm saying? If you got any question or you dealing with anything, man, hit us up, man. You know, hit us up. You know, that's it on that. That's basically anything you got to say after that.
No.
How about
Can
you?
I hop back in real quick?
Yeah,
Of
go ahead.
course.
Go ahead.
Of course, we're not rushing, Sean.
Yeah, we're not rushing.
Whatever you want to say.
All right, so this is kind of lame, but all right, I've been single, divorced for like 2.5 years. Haven't tried to date until like this past week, but I got a date coming up on Saturday. So, one, shouts out to me. Two, can I get some positive vibe or something? Because I will screw it up.
Oh, that's nice.
So,
That's good.
I would say, take it slow, my brother.
I'm taking it real slow.
Yeah, be friends with the young lady. You know, be friends with her. And listen to her when she conversates. Have good communications with her, and just get to know each other. You know what I'm saying, on a friendly level. You know what I'm saying, and then if it's meant, then it will blossom into what it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying?
I know that's true.
A lot of times I think that we rush into, the physical instead of learning who people are, and we make that mistake a lot of times. So I mean,
and then 10 years later, they run out on you.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And this, don't open yourself up too much in when you first, meet her. But this.
It's always nice to give people what they give you.
Be more of a listener. You know what I'm saying? Like, let her just get to know who she is, and then you sit there and like let her conversate. Then she'll open up to you, and then just be friends, man. That's the best advice I can tell you. From your part, what you say?
I agree. I definitely agree. He don't want to stay too closed up, but definitely take the same steps that she's taking. Also, make sure that you protect yourself. That you're definitely taking it at a pace that you're comfortable with.
Right.
Because I know that like each day is important to you, and you probably have certain situations you're kind of still at a place where you got to kind of be selfish at the same time to protect yourself. Yeah, but that's wonderful. That's great. I'm glad to hear that.
Well,
You were married. You said.
Yeah, I was with the same girl from junior year of high school till all the drug stuff happened, and then she left. So.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
You got kids?
Yeah. Nah. No. Thank God for that.
That's a blessing.
Yeah, that's a blessing. That's a blessing.
Right.
Well, we had one kid, but it was her mother. So.
Oh my.
Sure, those shots. Yeah, so I mean, that's the best advice.
Okay.
Yeah, like that's the best advice, though. Just and just let her know what you. I would say, what is your goal in in life, as wise as. If she wants to get physical, but you're not ready for that, then she has to be understanding, to your process. Like, don't let nobody.
We've been talking back and forth for like 2 weeks now, so I think we got some of the, that weird early stuff out there.
Right. Oh, okay.
Oh, that's nice. Okay. That's nice.
All right, yeah. So.
What are you gonna do?
I don't know. I told her to pick a place.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, you actually did that. She gonna take you to a 5-star restaurant, man.
We're gonna do that to board games. I think we're gonna go play board games at a cafe or something.
Yeah, well, listen.
Oh, really? Oh, that's nice. That's different.
Let me pull out the lobster and all that. Filet mignon. Oh man, yeah, but that's the best advice I could give you, man. On that tip.
That's great. Just the one other than that, just give her a bone.
I just had to give myself a little shout out. That's all.
And shout out to Sean. Shout out to Sean.
You learned a lot over this 2 weeks. You feel like she's somebody that you'll be compatible with, from what you know.
Yeah, so far. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm fully prepared to walk in and see, like, I don't know, like a 6'8" dude or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
I got that in the back of my head. I know that's a possibility.
So hold on. So let me ask you a question, my brother. So have you talked to her on the phone at least?
Nah.
Well, listen, that could be another topic that you can come on and talk about.
Is that a thing people do? You got to talk on the phone first now?
I mean, like to make sure that it's a female. Yeah.
That might be old school. Maybe that's old school. That old school. Do people talk on the phone before they meet you face to face these days?
I don't know how it works. I know I met my wife on a school bus in school. You dig? And
yeah, me too. And then
But I'm saying, this is Sean. I'm saying now, this is 2019 now, brother. Things has changed out here. It's a lot of catfish going on out this young. So I'm just saying, you know what I mean? So if you roll up
no, he said that he prepared.
No catfishing. This is not a fish fry.
He said that he's prepared.
Hopefully
it'll work out good.
Yeah, hopefully it'll work out.
Where did you meet her on like a dating site or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
He said I ain't know that situation like that. Yeah, I don't know even true. You know,
no, but people don't talk on the phone these days, though. Do y'all talk on the phone?
I don't.
Do you guys actually like?
That's
hear
the new way.
Voice?
That's the new way, though. I don't mean.
It's not talking on the phone, so it's not like he's not normal.
Back in the 90s, we saw a girl in the street. We had a pen in our pocket, and we freaking take somebody and like we write the number.
That might be old school, though.
Don't matter though. That was like at least I knew who she was. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't that old, not that.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
You know the old. So have you tried to talk to her on the phone, or you didn't even go that route?
No, I didn't realize that was a thing.
No, I don't think. Maybe it's not a thing. I used to talk on the phone. Oh, Mikey. So you don't talk on the phone no more. People don't talk on the phone no more.
What the fuck y'all be doing? Texting?
Oh, Tay said the same. Yeah, we old school. Okay, you good, Sean. You okay? You okay?
But guess what? I'm gonna be on exactly, Texas. Yo, man, listen. I know who I'm dealing with. You dig what I'm saying?
FaceTime, right? Okay, so you FaceTime, Tay.
Oh yeah.
Ain't that the same thing as talking on the phone?
Oh, he said what?
I don't like talking on the phone to be honest, but I've always been like that.
So did you FaceTime her, Sean?
I don't know what that means.
FaceTime is when you use your phone and you can see her face and she can see yours.
Oh, that's what that's called.
Yeah.
No, I've never done that.
Oh.
I've never done that, but now I'm probably going to.
but you only got a couple of days left, though, right?
A rep history.
Well, I mean, I would do that before I meet her. Like, can I see your face? And I'm just saying, brother. I mean, listen, like, you know.
Oh, that's what it's only called that on iPhone.
You got a lot of pictures up on there, though.
Sean, a lot of people got a lot of pictures on there, Sean. You never know if that. I'm just saying. I'm looking out for you.
Maybe it's awkward FaceTiming without actually knowing somebody yet.
I'm cool.
I mean, but what's awkward? I mean, to me, my opinion, what's awkward about talking to somebody on the phone?
No, but like FaceTime.
FaceTime.
It's not like you're just talking on the phone anymore. You're actually seeing each other.
But I'm just saying. But what's wrong with that? I mean, for me, I'm saying for me. I ain't talking for nobody else. I'm saying for Pops.
The video chat is the new anti-capitalist.
Before I go meet somebody somewhere, I have to know who you are. That's just me.
Well,
you think what I'm saying? Like right now, look. Like right now, I'm talking to Sean. Right, I hear his voice. He hears mine. You dig? So I'm not gonna go meet him somewhere if I ain't never speak to him, at least on the phone, to make sure he is who he say he is. That's just me. Maybe I'm too old fashioned. I don't know, but that's just me. You know.
You got a good point. I really didn't think of it.
You know.
No, I probably
like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, you know. That's what's up. I mean, I hope
Skype or FaceTime. Okay, so people that don't have FaceTime use Skype. Okay.
But I hope that you have a lovely, nice date. I hope that you enjoy yourself. I hope that y'all have a good time, and I hope everything goes well. If not, You can bring
Appreciate
it. And if not, you can bring it to the chat and holler at us about it. That's all.
No, I hope that you come back with a good story.
You know what I'm saying?
Have a good day.
Yeah, he said real talk. I'd rather just be physically face to face with yeah, me too, fans. You know. But to each his own, man. Shout out to everybody in the building. We signing off. You want to give some shout outs out, Sean, man? You know, do your thing, my brother. I'm about to be up out of here.
I'm going to take a page out of your book. Shouts out to Northeast Finland. Shouts out Greenland, the left part, and Northern Alaska. Everybody.
All right, man.
Worldwide,
man. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to Pounds, Tay, Texas Roadrunner, Truth. Shout out to Ashley Pop. She must have got up out of here. Shout out to Mikey. Who else in here? Go up. Go.
Sorry, I'm delayed.
No, hold on, my thing is.
No, that's me.
Let me see who else is in there. Shout out to Sage. Christopher.
Andre.
Sean. Let me see who else is in there. Keep going up. That's basically it. Some people have me in the chat.
Pounds? Did we say Pounds?
Yeah, we said Pounds.
One person.
Shout out to Pounds.
No, that's as far as it goes. That's everybody that lasted this long.
Alright, y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. I might pop in the Discord, a little bit, but if not, that means I went to sleep.
Lots of love to everybody. And if we don't see you this weekend, we'll see you on Wednesday with the we'll see you on Wednesday with the snitching topic if we don't do it this weekend.
But but like more than just snitching though. It's a lot of things I want to talk about.
Yeah. You know Mikey, I'm gonna have Aaliyah send it to you. She'll send it to you right now.
Alright, y'all. Shalom, y'all, man. Be safe, man. Have a good night, man. You know what I mean? Alright, Sean, man.
Lots of love to everybody.
Appreciate you, my bro.